The Wild Wild West.
Hello. Score one for the fellas. Matt, what do you have over there? Is that a special announcement?
Yeah, it's a very special announcement. I'm trying to find the exact exact
verbiage.
thing. What is the exact verbiage? Oh, I think we just have to do we have to just mention the
We're doing a live
on
show.
sale. The thing is on sale.
It's on sale right now?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
At
yeah.
the beginning of the episode, which is right now. Perfect.
Nice.
It's on sale. The
At
live event is on
Moment
sale.
House.
Yes.
What is it?
It's a live stream from Moment House.
What is it, though? What is the show?
It's just a live stream. It's a show. It's a special show. It'll be a live podcast.
It's going to be a live podcast.
Streamed on Moment House.
On Moment House.
Filmed in New York City.
It's going to be in New York City.
Yep.
And there's going to be some big special guests.
Yeah, man.
We're working on the guests.
Yep.
Now that we've secured a date today, I think today we'll be able to reach out and ask
The date should be
if we get the guest.
if we get them. We'll get somebody, I'm sure.
We're going to get somebody good.
It was huge.
But
the date is December 14th.
December 14th.
Chelsea Music
Live
Hall.
on Moment House. Is
Chelsea
it Chelsea
Music
Music Hall?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I believe they're $10.
It's $10.
Tickets.
That'll be fun, dude.
Yeah, I thought when they said pay-per-view, I thought it was going to be like $99. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
dude, this
yeah.
is so much pressure. $10 though.
No, $10. When
in
you
there.
see the guests we get,
Yeah,
you're
true.
going to say, I'm glad I spent that $10.
You're going to say, whoa, $10 is going to fly out of your pocket.
I didn't
$10 is going to choose for itself to be like,
Yes.
hey, $10, get back here. I guess I'll watch it.
Yes.
Fuck. I guess I'll check this out. But yeah, that's the future. Streaming stuff is the
Yeah.
future. They figured it out.
Streaming stuff is the future.
Streaming stuff and paying to watch stuff immediately
It's the present. It
it's the
certainly is
future.
the present.
Dude,
Everything's streaming.
let's just talk about technology.
I was back at my parents' house this week. It's nothing but cable, dude. It's insane. Geezer's cable, and it is so fucked up. Comcast
terrifying.
Comcast just butt fucks old people.
It's just them speaking into the room. They pay $300 to be like,
Yeah.
put on,
Just
put
for-
on The Sopranos. What episode was that?
And it's just, God damn it! How do you work this thing? Just put on HGTV. That's all my mom watches, dude. It's unbelievable. Have I talked about this before? It's insane.
No.
It's just a fucking lady. It's girl. Yes, we have. It's female porn.
Oh, okay.
It's literally a woman coming in and being like, this house is fine, but this is what you need to do. And the husband's like, oh, I don't know, honey. And she's like, this isn't a democracy. We don't talk like that. I
Yeah.
tell you what to do. And then a bunch of dudes build stuff and a woman shows up and is like, good job, guys.
Yeah.
It's just 10 guys sawing cabinets in the front yard.
It's insane.
It's like the team's working hard.
Well, those shows also completely warp people's minds as to like the actual timeline of construction projects.
Yeah.
Because they watch those shows
It's like,
and
we
they're
have
like,
3 days to get the kitchen done. It's like, bro,
it takes like 4 weeks.
it takes 10 years. It never gets done.
And they do houses and they're like, we sunk $100K, we sold it for $500,000. Every house you see is like, it's worth $900,000. It's like
My
a
friend's
bungalow
having
in
trouble with
Arizona.
the contractors, and their house is taking, for real, 2 years. It's been 2 years
Dude,
of just remodeling.
I know somebody who did this recently and they were saying like, we had a contractor and they were like, they can't get anyone to work because of COVID. And I was like, if they
Damn.
were good contractors, they wouldn't believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get in there.
If they were good with their hands, they would not believe in COVID.
Just the wax buildup from the saws all the time. They'd be like, oh, what?
Yeah, well, you don't want
Right to work.
You don't want a contractor that believes in science.
No, not at all.
You want a contractor that doesn't know anything.
Yeah, it just shows up and it's just like, all right.
But it's kind of right. but also ended up being kind of right, which is, something that as a country we're going to have to walk back and say, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think there is a thing where if as soon as you hit like 48 ounces of like 7-Eleven coffee, you just get the truth. They just
True.
glimpse the Akashic records every morning and they're like F-350.
You just listen to Nick Fuentes.
What the hell? I don't think these things are going to be that effective as
Yeah.
you say they are.
After your fourth Sunoco hot dog at 9:30 in the morning, you're like, the Democratic parties are the actual racists.
Yeah, we can rip that sink out. You want radiant floors? You probably put them in. I mean, it's not a big deal. Radiant floors are the shit.
Yeah.
Heated floors, water pipes flowing through your little floors.
I will
to keep
say
them up.
remodeling houses is very pleasing to the eyes.
It's pleasing to
I
the
do
eyes.
like to see the end product.
Who doesn't?
It is girl TV until the end product, and then that's for everybody.
You go,
I go, ooh, that is nice. I like that.
well, apparently Spud was telling me the reality of remodels is it actually destroys couples a lot of times.
Of course.
A lot of couples don't
That's
make
the
it
thing.
to the
In the
remodel.
show, it's always a guy that's like, oh, because it's for women, so the woman's always right, and the woman's like, this is what I want with the cabinets. This is this, blah blah blah. In real life, if they were like, no, the new cabinets, that's gonna be the thing she wants is gonna be an extra like 50 grand.
Yeah.
It'd be like, no,
It's a fight.
Like, you never get me anything.
Yeah, dude. It's a fight. It's a fight, and it's also, you know, that's a tough position. That's like Caesar mode for wives too, because then they have like all of a sudden there's just like a team of like
Yeah.
Hispanic immigrants.
Yes.
I'm not even going to say Mexicans. A lot of times Guatemalans and Brazilians as well.
Yes.
But it's like they get the lure, dude. They're on their Chase Lounge. They just get like a 6-month period. They can just be like, move that there, switch the sink.
Ugh.
Just all fueled by a bank, and then your mortgage goes up by like $500 a month. It's pretty crazy. You can get to be Cleopatra
Yeah.
for like 4 months and be like,
I
what's
don't
that
like it.
spot on the wall?
I don't like it.
Call the painters in.
Yeah.
And the one day contract's like, we're done. Fuck you. And you're
Yeah.
like, hey.
I don't think I've ever heard of a single remodeling that the contractor wasn't a dickhead, according to the
Well,
the customer.
Here's the thing. A lot of it all depends. So we had a remodel on our house, and
Yeah.
it was literally, I'm not just saying this, but like they literally banged it out as fast as humanly possible.
Nice.
We had like a looming pregnancy deadline, which is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people put
Oh,
unrealistic.
yeah. Weren't you guys
expect-
living in like a?
We were living in an apartment in the hood for like 3 months. Like, yeah.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
My pregnant wife was rolling off an air
Go
mattress.
home. You should stay at your parents.
No, well, we did say that was the escape plan. If it went
Yeah.
too long, but then it would have been newborn baby at the parents' house. And dude, women have
Yeah,
this
but that
nesting
can
thing.
be nice.
That's what I said.
It's nice to have the parents with the newborn.
Yeah, but dude, it's
Fuck
like
the parent. They hate it, but fuck them.
oh my parents would have loved it. My mom would have loved it. My dad would have loved it too.
The kids over at my house they're running. Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of
Because
kids.
my sister tries to bring 4 kids over,
It's a lot of kids.
and the parents, I can hear them. They complain.
Yeah. Especially if the kids just go and make a big mess and leave.
The kids come in and scream, dude. I was home for 4 days. It sucked. I don't know how anybody's around kids. I can't believe people are around kids constantly. It's just screaming.
Yeah.
Man, I don't get to watch my shows. We
True.
have to watch
Oh,
their
they're
shows.
big time TV hogs.
I'm a TV hog, so
They're-
it's a battle. Me
Yeah, but
versus
dude, they won't stop. They won't relent. If you
either
put on,
will I, dude. Me and Anthony go to war, dude.
we're just now introducing Maya to the concept of turns, and it fucks her up so bad. When it's her turn, she's all like happy, and I'm like, no, it's my turn. She's like, and she'll sit there every 2 seconds, like, is it my turn? I'm like, it's not your turn. You have to wait.
She'll learn. All you have to do is take subtle digs at whatever someone's watching. You'll figure out how to ruin someone's turn. My girlfriend knows not to decide what we watch.
We used to do it to my sister with Animal Planet. We would just be like,
Yeah.
but she would just, dude, 2 inches from the TV, hold down. It was her Alamo. She'd be on Animal Planet, feet touching the wall in front of the TV
Yeah,
watching. We're like, what the you watching these guys fucking jerk horses off? Come on. Shut up. Come on.
Yeah.
Trying to watch Beavis and Butthead. This sucks. I'm not afraid of you. You should be. Skip the stress and shop online to snag some of the best deals of the holiday season on premium audio products from Raycon. Their wireless earbuds, headphones, and speakers offer premium sound, comfortable fit, and up to 54 hours of battery life at half the price of other premium audio brands. But plus, Raycon makes it even easy to shop for every Tom, Dick, and sweet baby in your life with holiday gift guides. They make it super. Come on, man, get that out of the shot. I was playing with those. Yeah, so they make it easy for you to shop. I don't know if you know this. They use the internet and you can click a button and buy stuff like all the other places. Try shopping Raycon's holiday bundles. Their Best Buds bundle gets you 30% off 2 pairs of everyday earbuds so you and your friend can be gay as hell together. Raycons are sleek and stylish and come in a range of colorways to match anyone's style. The Raycon website even offers buy now, pay later options if you're poor. Verbatim. Right now, go to buyraycon.com/drenched and get 20% off site-wide. That's 20% off any Raycon product, which almost never happens because they're greedy. Oh, save even bigger and get 30% off of Raycon's exclusive holiday bundles. That's buyraycon.com/drenched for 20% off your Raycon purchase. Buyraycon.com/drenched. Goodbye.
But yeah, dude, it's the remodel stuff can definitely, they can destroy the marriages. And dude, people do a thing where it's like they'll call a contractor and be like, when you come in like right now, and they're like, no, we have like 9 other clients. We'll put you on our schedule. Like, how long? Like 3 weeks. And but the problem is the contractors
Sound like Mr. Marsh.
if they show up like on a dime, like we can start right now. Typically, you got to watch that.
Yeah.
Because if a contractor isn't busy, there's a reason usually. It's because either they stink or they're a shyster. So a lot of people will just like get these cuts. These guys will come in low. No, it's typically not the case. Actually, this is
you gotta watch those terms though. You gotta be careful.
a shyster. No, what does shyster mean? It sounds like a German word. Fuck. Shit.
Dude, I know we're on the contractors and I'm going to derail it completely.
Thank you.
I've been listening. Well, if we're going to bring up anti-Semitism, dude, I've been going to sleep to fucking, if you're going to be anti-Semitic, I've been going to sleep.
You know all those Jewish contractors?
Yeah, working hard in your kitchen.
Jesus might have been the last one. I think
real.
they gave it up after Jesus.
For real.
Jesus was the last honest Jewish contractor. Go on.
Dang it, dude.
Why'd you bait me into this? Dude, you're ruining my movement, dude.
Yes, the movement. Oh, you gotta watch Louis Theroux's. I don't know what it's called. It's Louis Theroux on like
Forbidden America.
Forbidden America about the alt-right.
About like these dudes.
It's so fucking. Those dudes are the biggest fucking dorks on earth. And we were watching the one dude, Nick Fuentes, he's in the news as of late because Trump. He went to him, Kanye, Nick Fuentes, and Milo Yiannopoulos are like hanging out.
Yeah,
which is.
I really do. I think the internet's just starting to like get like something caught inside of whatever like mechanism is just moving it all around. It's starting to get like it's like an old lawnmower that's getting clogged with grass. Like it's just like nonsense. Like they're just like Trump. I didn't know. Now I know who the guy is now that I saw him. Kanye, Trump, Fuentes is just like a completely nonsensical.
Yeah, it is. It's like that South Park episode with Family Guy where it's just manatees. And it's just like, what is this?
He's like, oh my God, guys, Trump yelled at me, said I'd never be president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forget what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Oh, you got to watch it, though. It's very wonderful.
Yeah, it's good. It's very funny watching dudes just go and be like, I'm not racist, I'm kidding. And it's like,
they're throwing up Roman salutes. They call it, they refuse to call it a Nazi salute. Yeah, it's very fun.
When he confronts the one guy.
But Fuentes, he was 18 years old at Charlottesville. He's probably like 20 or
22 now.
22 now.
According to that thing. Yeah.
Oh, in the documentary, he's 22. I think
maybe
that's
23,
old.
24 max.
Yeah. That him saying stuff to a camera, he's going to regret that so much.
Yeah, well, what sucks at 24, you're like still climbing this hill and you can't see anything on the other side. You can't see anything. I'm trying to keep him low.
Do not, Roman.
You can't see anything on the other side. And you're just like, fuck, this is going to be so sick. And he's going to hit his 30s and be able to peak what the rest of his life is going to be. And be like, fuck.
Imagine.
No, I was a white nationalist on the internet. No.
Imagine if somebody
so many views.
Put a camera in your face when you were 22 and was like, how do you feel about the world and politics?
Yeah. I would have been in a house with like a pile of Oxycontin and cocaine and been like, this is how it's really going down.
Yeah.
I'm selling promethazine
Yeah.
because I think it's kind of funny. Yeah, dude, it's a nightmare. We watched him say that one thing.
Yeah.
Of just being like,
the people in the middle, he's like, you're a bit of a fringe, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, well, the people in the middle are fucking it up. Maybe people on the fringe are the ones who are going to save us.
That's when I went, oh, dude, it's
And
22-year-old
like,
brain,
damn,
dude.
you're going to regret that.
It's 22-year-old brain. It's the most profound thing ever. It's just like, maybe the fringe really is what the media system's broken. It's also funny for these dudes to be like, what is it, white nationalists, the whole thing is like, we're being ousted, we're getting replaced and all this stuff. It's also like, dude, but at the same time, it's like free market capitalism is a way to be. It's like, dude, if a Mexican dude's better at capitalism than you, You can't all of a sudden become like a weird type of communist.
True.
Then it's like, well, it's tough tomatoes, dude. We got here this tight, and it's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And now that logically plays out, where the lads will replace you. The lads.
I don't think
I might start counter protesting.
Oh yeah, he was mad about the lads.
Will replace us.
Yes.
Yeah. No immigration, none of that. It's like, dude, good luck. Good luck keeping a dude who like can't find food out of here while you're sitting there being like, I don't know how I'm gonna stream today. People are like, people are kind of like reading too much into my stream today. Meanwhile, some dude's starving. He's gonna get in here. He's gonna take your money, dude. It is what it is.
The guy's family is getting raped. He's gonna work pretty hard to get them out of the situation they're in.
You're sitting there being like, I have a problem with optics. It's like that guy's gonna come right in, just suck your money
I threw
out.
a Roman salute. I have a problem with optics right now. Louis throws at my house in Kentucky, bothering me.
That was very funny though when the dude, when the other guy got like, the gamer guy got attacked. Beardson, man.
Yeah.
He got attacked, or not even attacked. The guy was like, dude, did you chuck up a Nazi salute? He's like, fuck you, man. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is like, dude, I'm just dancing on the edge. People don't understand. I'll be honest. I watched that and I was like, dude, do I do that kind of stuff? The whole time I was like, fuck, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We do.
Fuck. I'm
That's
a
what hurts.
fucking loser. That does hurt.
That's what hurts. But they're doing it wrong. We're good at it.
We're masters of our craft.
We're masters at it.
They got greedy. That's the problem.
Also, they're kind of serious.
True.
They're also having America First conferences.
Yeah.
Where they're on stage and in Mustangs throwing Nazi salutes, which could be the highest form of comedy if they were joking. If they were joking, yes.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, well, I do think
now it does come at a cost of maybe destroying America, but
true. But the problem is, this is the thing that gets me is they'll get caught. They'll be like dead. Apparently, look like they're serious on a thing, then get busted and be like fucking around.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you're fucking around, luckily I can just be like, dude, I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's that was jarring. I saw that and went, shit.
Yeah, maybe being an edgelord's not as cool as we thought it was.
I know.
God damn it.
But again, you know, messing around is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as what we can't do is just start at an organization. As soon as you start an organization,
Anyway, join the Patreon, subscribe.
But like,
yes,
really,
of course.
No, it is just for
buy
yucks.
our shirts, pay us, not an organization.
Yeah, it is just for yucks.
Yes.
Letting that be known.
I mean,
dude.
we are actual comedians. I like that we're talking ourselves out of. We're not fucking alt-right guys.
Are we white nationalists? Fuck. No, definitely not. I honestly am, and I'm not just saying this for the optics, dude. I love immigration. I'm pumped on it.
I agree.
I think it's cool. You know,
I'd like to control the border a little. Can't just be letting fucking all these guys in, you know?
Yeah.
I like to go down there and say, you, yes, you? I might get a job down there. I might get a horse.
On a horse down there?
Yeah. Patrol the border.
Yeah, it's just so funny. It's like, dude, we're going to have immigrants. To be like, well, we can't have infinite immigrants. Like, you're right on that, sir.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's not.
Yeah, thankfully that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we do have dudes down there on the ponies being like, hey, halt. Halt, sir.
Stop. Your journey ends here at the goal line. Damn. How far did you go? 1,500 miles?
That is a sick goal line stand.
Yeah.
Although I do get excited
They
when
do stuff them at the goal line pretty hard, dude. Some dudes.
I have heard tales of I've talked to immigrants and they tell me they're like tale of getting into America. So I touched the delicious patient with my foot.
I knew it was coming.
I like hearing the tales of how people got into the country. That always does excite me. I hear about it. I was talking to someone who came in when they were like I think like a 17-year-old girl, and I was just like, Jesus, that's so scary.
You like that story?
No, I don't like it. I was scared, dude. Don't you even dare. Don't you even dare.
What do you like about the story?
Dude, don't you even dare. Dude, you're ruining the fucking movement. You're ruining the movement,
Damn,
man.
it sucks we can't start over either on this. We have to keep all the white nationalism shit.
We can talk about whatever else. Oh, dude, the big announcement, dude.
The big announcement's crazy.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about the
Two big
announcement.
guests. I almost blew it this morning.
What do you mean?
I was in bed. I'm such a fucking dumbass, dude. We have the big announcement to make. It's, you know, it's huge. And I go, all right, I'm going to get up tomorrow morning at like 5:30, get a jump on traffic. And
we had to wait. That's why I will not be in the Patreon. We were supposed to be starting earlier.
I'm so sorry about that.
I have to get on a plane shortly.
So I woke up. I was like, I'm going to be on the
guys.
road at 6 a.m. If I get there an hour early, that's just what I'm going to do. It's not a big deal. And but I'm such a dumbass. I didn't set an alarm clock.
Yeah.
This is truly how incapable of stuff I am. I like all of a sudden at 5:50, I was having a dream about being with my cousins who all do like cool landscaping, hardscaping work. So they were like trying to figure out how to chop down this tree that was grown in a house. And I have this Ryobi pole saw that like for some reason it's in my house and I've used it to chop stuff down. I put a hole in my back door with it, chopping branches down. Every time these dudes were building, they'd be like out there fucking with these branches like, yo, I got a Ryobi pole saw if you guys want to borrow it. So I was like letting everyone in this neighborhood's borrowed my Ryobi pole saw. It's a big
pretty cool
point of pleasure of mine.
Yes.
These guys had like shear branches off and they're doing it's just a great thing I have. So in my dream, my cousins were doing this big time job in my basement.
Oh, nice.
It disassembles. It goes apart, battery powered. It's fucking
disassemble your weapon and continue. Gump. Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Private Gump? Because you told me to.
So I'm in my dream, my cousins are scratching their heads.
Company record.
They're scratching their heads and they're like, what are we going to do? And I was like, guys, I'm going to go get my Ryobi pole saw. I'll be right back. And I'm like, they're going to be so pumped from the Ryobi pole saw. My wife wakes me out of just a blissful dream. And I just wake up and I said, babe. She goes, you got to get up. And I was like, babe, where are you? Where are you, babe? It's dark in this room. I want to touch you. She said, babe, you're late. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I woke up.
You said, it's the podcast.
Thank you so much. Literally woke me up from the best dream ever. I was like, what would I do without you, man?
I was out.
I would have slept into like fucking who knows what time.
If you hadn't, I set an
alarm.
We got
crushed in traffic.
I was hitting snooze. I was like, nice, Matt's not here yet.
Oh,
finally,
dude,
I saw a missed call 10 minutes before. I was like, shit, he's definitely outside for the last 10 minutes.
No, I was barreling up the road. See, I was on the road at 6A.
I've been staying awake too late at night playing Mount and Blade Bannerlord.
Oh,
I can't stop
that
playing
game fucking rules.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Yesterday I got done with Set Life, not a big deal. Wrapped on a series wrap for Shane.
You're done.
Yeah, I'm out.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool though. When you're done filming a show, the producer yells, "That's a wrap for Shane," and everybody claps in the room.
Really?
There you go. Guys, thank you for having me. It means a lot to
the
me
hand
to have
down,
me
please.
on here. No, Matt, you used to be all right.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Please.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I'd get home. I'd be out of work. I'd come home. You'd be watching YouTube. You'd be like, check out Milo Yiannopoulos.
Get the fuck
I'd be
out of
like,
here.
dude.
If you're going to slander me, get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out right now. I got a live stream. Sean, switch your camera. I got a live stream right now.
There's definitely a photo of me doing a Roman salute. There's gotta be.
No way.
Sometimes they're funny when you're drunk. And
There's no photo of a Roman salute.
I don't throw Roman salutes.
A Roman salute.
I better not throw a Roman salute, dude.
Why? I hope nobody does.
Oh man, that was tough to watch.
What?
But there's also the thing where it's like, I don't know. These are all. It's just a. I don't want to get back on the topic, but it's just like, dude, these are dorks. They're internet. They're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
They're a result of society. They're not They're not changing anything. They're just.
Yeah, it's just people.
A problem.
It's all of everyone's belief systems got blown apart. Now they're like slowly reassembling in a void from it's. I think we're getting inoculated to demagoguery though, in terms of just like guys who can get up there and be like, and your kids, and everyone's like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. Everyone now like a random dude can just hit the playbook of just like a demagogue.
Yeah.
And just start gaining a follow. It's just like a primal thing that like hits people.
Yeah, we have always had that.
What?
That like if a guy gets on a fucking stage and sounds good.
Yeah.
Everyone in the room's like, I love that guy.
And if you're pissed, and most people are pissed and like just utterly disillusioned, and the guy starts being like, you know what the problem is? You know, you're going to start being like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Dude. But you're telling me I'm right and everyone else is wrong? I kind of like the idea of that. I don't know what about that. That sounds good to me.
I've re-listened to Ghosts of the Oss Front again.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Dude, don't let the fucking fringe bros take over.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
It's the worst news ever.
Yeah,
I've listened, dude. It's about Russia and Germany in World War II. It's the saddest.
Yeah.
It's the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
The atrocities when the Russians came back are so bad. And then they're like, yeah, this is revenge. You guys did this. And the Germans are like, yeah, we did that.
Oh.
It's bad, dude.
They're
like,
just demolishing
everyone got raped.
Really?
Like indiscriminately. They were like, when we got it, they would get into towns and be like, we're not doing this for sex. We're doing this because we hate you guys.
Jesus.
They'd rape grandmas, kids, everybody.
Both
Terrible.
sides?
Everybody. They're getting everybody.
Yeah.
And they were
Bit of a game of tag.
it was a tag
Oh, man.
that resulted in women being like crucified to barn doors and shit.
Oh.
Then they'd go to the next village and do it again.
Yikes.
Lines of dudes. They would rape them to death. This is what I'm going to sleep to.
Rape them
You
to
can't let
death?
the fringe guys win, dude.
No.
Because this is what happens. The
Yeah.
bros, yeah.
Dude, I watched a...
How about that? That's a good part of the podcast.
that is a good part.
Just so you know, 80 years ago, women were being raped to death on the Eastern Front.
Hey, Jesus Christ. What was like the big actual... Has anyone pointed out the big, like... Is it just financial pressures that drives these countries into war? Or is it just pure, like, a guy being like, this is the problem? Like, how do they act? Have they ever gotten down to how they actually start? Because there's like, if a guy attacks your country, if you're like a little, like a, you take it back to like the year 1000, you're just chilling in a village and dudes start like kicking the walls and you're like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a pretty legitimate
Guys
cause
start
of war.
shaking
Yeah.
your tent.
Yeah, you're like,
You're like,
come on, get the
come
fuck
on.
out of here. That's a pretty legitimate cause of war. But like when it goes, because I know they, like, isn't World War One, don't they not really know why?
Yeah, World War I was pointless.
Yeah, they don't really know why. Then World War II was just what? Like Hitler was just like,
World War II was a result of World War One.
got you.
I mean, that's how history works.
They said,
everything's a result.
let's run that back.
No, yeah, Germany kind of felt like they got fucked.
I mean, losing a war, I could see feeling
Losing
like that.
a war. So
We
then you
got
got
fucked.
millions of dudes coming home. Like, that was for nothing.
Oh, no.
Everybody found out that was for nothing. And then they
Yeah.
were like, wait, who's at the top? Why would we ever do that?
Yeah.
And then they took over and they were like, all right, let's do that again. And it resulted
We're gonna
in the
do it right
worst.
this time.
Yeah, we're gonna invade Russia.
I mean, it is tempting, I guess, because then the United States kind of came out pretty good on the end of world.
It worked out for us.
Yeah, didn't it come out pretty good for
Yeah.
the old United States?
Yeah, all of Europe got destroyed. Yeah. The United States became the financial center of the world power.
That has been dictating who is in charge of the world.
And
pretty
it does
much
make you
forever.
feel good. Every once in a while, it makes me feel good that America it's as good as a fucking empire can be. Compared to what those dudes were doing 80 years
Yeah.
ago, it was no good, Matt.
It's terrible.
It was literally it's the worst thing of all time.
I mean, Vietnam was pretty bad. Weren't we just burning people's
it's
villages?
not even fucking close. dude.
Really?
No, it was.
What was the worst of Vietnam?
They would lose. Just the Russians would lose more than we lost in Vietnam every day. Every day.
Yeah.
More than we've lost probably in Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, everything combined daily for like 5 years.
So numbers wise, it was worse. But
Numbers wise, it wasn't comparable.
not even close.
Not even comparable.
Jesus.
It was.
What was
yeah.
it, like 20,000 a day?
They would lose guys. Russia and Germany would lose more guys in one battle than the U.S. lost the entire war.
Yikes.
We lost 600,000.
And Russia was on our
Around.
side back then?
Russia was on our side.
Just losing thousands of fucking
Yeah.
dudes. And then why did it all fall apart? Why aren't we boys?
Because the way they were evil.
They were pretty bad.
It was evil versus evil over there.
And we were just
We were like,
Sick for us.
let's let these two kill each other, and then we'll invent rock and roll and destroy the other evil one. We killed them with the power of music.
true.
We did. We hit them with the guitar riffs.
Like, hold on, Elvis, hold it. Shake your hips, Elvis.
Destroy them, Elvis.
Blue jeans, send in the blue jeans.
They had witnessed nothing but horrific atrocities. They were like, blue jeans. Put down our sickles, boys.
Damn,
They
imagine
got
watching
dungarees.
Die Hard after that too.
That's what? Imagine watching
Die Hard after
I thought you
just-
would change the subject and be like, I was watching Die Hard. I was like, good call. Good call.
Oh no!
This
Imagine
is
just
what we
catching
want.
Die Hard after that. It's like, that's crazy. That's so fake. And they're like, no. see
No,
that?
yeah.
All
What,
the
a building
buildings,
exploded.
all the buildings blowing up
Yeah.
into town. I can see that. Jumping out of it. Yeah,
Dude.
it sucks, man. America
Yeah.
got pretty lucky, but
Yes.
now, it's got to be tempting because I always imagine these like leaders of states and societies like are very, very well versed in history and like military history.
I don't
and
think
it's
they
like,
are.
Really?
No.
You don't think so?
I guarantee if you walked up to Joe Biden and was like, what was the Battle of Kursk?
Yeah, I guess so.
Be like, what? Hey,
Yeah,
Tony boy, fuck you.
Yeah,
If you ask
maybe
Donald
so.
Trump, just be like, Donald Trump, what year was you know.
Yeah, but don't you think
that's not how you're versed in history, of course.
For sure. But I guess you're right. But I'm thinking of like, there's definitely dudes that have their hands closer to the levers.
I think if people knew more about history, I think we'd be doing better.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because the way we're sliding into fucking
bullshit
is a little alarming.
Yeah, it stinks, dude.
Only because if you know what could happen, which is that.
Yeah.
Which is you're gone, and then all of your mother's sisters, girlfriends, and wives are at home, and 1,000 guys show up and chase them around, and they're laughing. The women are like, kill me. Yeah. And the guys are like, and then they rape them to death.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what?
And
like
stick a baby on a bayonet, smash it.
That was what, 80? You said 80 years ago? Not even 100 years ago.
80 years ago.
So there's people still alive.
Yeah, you people listening right now, you probably have a grandpa or grandma she was born then. She was alive during this.
Even being alive like 30 years after that is like enough to feel the effects.
Yeah, that's when all of our parents were.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah.
That's why they're so whacked.
That's why they're a little wacky.
Imagine this. You're talking to your friend on FaceTime, and you go to change your pants, and your penis is harder than it's ever been. You say, excuse me, you don't want your friend to see that. But as you turn around and pull your pants down, your penis goes into frame on the FaceTime, and your friend's mom just so happens to come over her shoulder and goes, who are you talking to? And she goes, what the hell? That guy's hard. She's a medical professional. She goes, I've never seen anything like this in my 30 years as a medical professional. She said, what the hell's that guy doing for his penis? And you say, Ma, I think he's been eating heart and soil. And again, I'm not saying it's going to get your penis that hard, but I take them, and I'm 36 years old. I'm not supposed to get hard anymore. I'm not even supposed to like girls anymore, but I love girls. Are you ready to feel like a man? Eat some organs. Beef organs are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. That's why they're called nature's multivitamin. Babe, careful. Heart and Soil is helping people reclaim their birthright to radical health. I just gave a very good personal endorsement. Again, I can't guarantee you to get hard because you might not like girls, and I can't help. They won't make you like girls, but if you like girls, well, you know, or whatever else people like, it might help you. Yo, bro, that's an actual penis, please. We're using the props. People ate organs for thousands of years, never suffered from obesity, heart disease, or infertility because they were eating organs, nature's most treasured foods, believe it or not. Heart and Soil supplements are made from grass-fed, grass-finished beef organs. Feel like a man when you're taking a supplement. Okay, go ahead. You have my permission. Feel like a man when you take a supplement made from liver, heart, kidney, spleen, and testicles. Let Heart and Soil reclaim your birthright to radical health. Go to heartandsoil.co and use code DRENCH. Why'd you stop? Use code DRENCH 10% to get 10% off your first order. That's heartandsoil.co and use code DRENCH. Fuck, I'm gonna pop. Offer applies to one-time purchases. Try them and see how you feel. When you've had a long day and you want to unwind like a grown-up who happens to be addicted to nicotine because they didn't listen to their parents when they were younger, grab your favorite Lucy gum or nicotine pouch. Check out all that Lucy has to offer at lucy.co. That's lucy.co. Use promo code DRENCHED at checkout. And if you're a listener from Canada, never heard of it, you can now get Lucy at ca.lucy.co. Warning, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and use that promo code DRENCHED.
Dude, I shouldn't have done this, but I don't know what possessed me to do this. I did a pretty evil thing to my dad. We were talking, and he was like talking about one of his bros, and I don't know, just in the moment, I was like, yeah, as he's talking about it, I'm like, yo, is that guy gay? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
No. You want to do something bad.
Dude, I was like, why did I do this? He completely was just like, well, no, what the hell? Started like, why do you think that? I'm like, I'm just fucking around. I can see him just being like, how the fuck is that funny? I'm like, it's funny.
It is funny.
It's so funny. To get your dude off guard. Just, dude, I'm telling you, if he's talking about any of his bros, be like, yo, for real, is that guy gay? They'll fucking melt. Be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because they instantly go, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? What's happening to me?
I can't even hit Phil with that anymore.
Yeah.
I've used it.
You've used it all up.
I've used it up so many. Anytime a guy's on TV, I'm like, you like that guy? We'll be watching sports. We'll be like, yeah, he's good. I'll be like, you want to kiss him? I'll be like, yeah, Shane. Ooh, I'd like to kiss him. Isn't that right?
Yeah, my dad doesn't fuck around about that shit.
Being gay, yeah, you can't. If you're a man, if you're an old man,
it's not even funny.
Don't
dude.
you fucking joke.
It's
about
not
that.
funny,
dude. You want to know gay? I was watching White Lotus. You watch White Lotus?
I watched the first episode,
bro. End of the last episode.
I didn't see it.
Is vicious.
I didn't see it. I mean, dude, have you seen the first season?
Classic butt fucking, dude.
Did you see the first?
Classic dude on the end of the bed on his knees.
Bro, the first season they had a guy getting his ass eaten. Like, graphic.
Yeah, I did see that.
Graphic. And it was like a cliffhanger where it's like you're waiting.
That.
I was like, I wonder what's happening.
What episode was that? Late?
Yeah, it was later on.
I didn't see that.
Dude, oh my God.
Steve Zahn's cock's in it too.
Who?
The guy. The dad in it. In the first season, the dad with the girls.
Oh, he makes a return?
Apparently his penis is in season 1. I didn't see it.
Is it really? I didn't see it. I don't remember. I must have blacked it out.
He's looking for like cancer on his nuts early.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, that is currently, I think, the funniest show out. White Lotus might be the funniest show.
This one's a little... Season 2 is not that funny.
I only saw the first ep.
It's very uncomfortable. It is funny. It is your style of comedy too.
Yes.
Where it's everyone's kind of scheming, fucking up. Yeah.
One of the funnier things, dude.
But it keeps you on edge. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
everyone's fucking each other.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Dude, the guy in the first episode in front of the other dude's wife putting a bathing suit on, like showing her his ass, made me laugh very hard.
Wait, did you see in the first? Wait, which episode of season 2?
Yeah,
the guy's massive cock.
You thought it was huge,
Matt. What do you think when you saw that cock?
I was watching with my wife, dude.
How uncomfortable was that? I was watching with my girlfriend.
Dude,
I said,
I heard you guys talk about that,
Yeah.
and when we were watching, she was like, "Want to watch White Lotus?" So I was like, "Fine."
Damn it.
I was like waiting because I was like, I knew there was a gigantic hog coming, and I remember Spud being like, "You saw it from behind. You could see it from behind."
You can see it from behind, dude.
Yeah, I just kind of, me and my wife just both went silent. We both went silent and passed. Like, thank God. I thought it was a full frontal dong, like up front hammer shot.
I addressed it. I gave it a beat. I was like,
I didn't even bring it up.
Spoiler for the guest.
Yeah, I didn't even. Oh yeah, you see this guy. You see the guy
Yeah.
from the Divergent series, penis. That sucks too because that actually is, I believe,
You believe it's
that's
his
a
cock?
celebrity crush for my wife. She actually does like that dude because he's in like he escaped from like the craziest
That
realm of
handsome, famous actor with a massive cock.
yeah, bro. That might be fake, might be prosthetic. That's kind of the angle I'm taking.
Banking on prosthetic.
I'm like, dude, these weird prosthetic dicks are crazy anymore. But I don't know. It probably will. If I should freeze when I go back home, I'm gonna analyze and freeze it and just like match skin tone. Yeah, that was. I mean, but did he work something up? Is the question.
It was still pointing straight down.
Yeah,
I guess when your cock's that big, you can be pretty hard and have it. It's too much weight.
Well, it must be crazy for that. It's just like a hot rich guy. And they're like, look, we have the scene. If we need help, he's like, no, actually, I also have a massive dick. And they're like, perfect. It's got to be pretty, pretty annoying. He does play. I was complimenting his acting. I was like,
he's Francis, dude.
He's a good actor.
He reminds me of Francis Ellis.
Really?
Yeah, there's parts. The way he talks a little bit. He's like a Harvard guy. Obviously, Francis isn't a scumbag.
No, for sure. Well, if Francis had taken like more martial arts, because I know him more from the Divergent series.
Yeah.
So it's like I know another
What do you
side.
mean Francis has martial arts?
If Francis had more martial arts training, that guy has more of like a martial arts edge.
Wait, that guy does martial arts too?
He has to, dude.
Dude, I fucking hate this guy.
Well, I'm saying, did you see the Divergent series?
Of course not, Matt.
What?
No.
Number 4? That's his name. He's number 4. Yeah, dude. He plays like.
Wait, what is Divergent?
Yeah. Yep,
Dude, you watch this shit?
Yeah, I watched all of them with my wife. My wife
You
fell
need
in
to-
love with him
You
because
need
he's
to
like
take the power from your wife, dude. That guy's penis is in it, and it's the star of the show, dude. I'm not
yes.
gonna, no spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, he probably does, but dude,
I'm gonna find a picture of this guy's dick.
you think you're gonna find the pic?
Definitely, that thing's iconic, bro.
It's decent, dude. It's decent. The guy. Yeah. I think my wife is fond of him, and she made it known. And then it was like
I'm fond of him.
She said in the very beginning. I mean, I like his undying allegiance in the Divergent series.
He found his penis. How far out it is, dude.
Gardini found it. That's got a little lift on it. I don't want to slander the man. That's got a little bit of lift. Gardein, what do you think?
It looks like an udder. You can milk that thing.
That thing's preposterous.
He's lifted his leg up pretty high too.
What's this guy's problem?
I mean, for real, they should blur that stuff, dude. We need some decency, dude.
Yeah, there's
home box office.
in this season.
I just feel like nobody's putting America first.
I'm about to go to the American Patriot Conference.
That will drive me to the
That guy's dick. You know what? The Jews. I will say this. I watched there's a Kanye clip from Piers Morgan that made me laugh a lot.
Which one?
He's like, Jewish. Piers Morgan's like, actually, Kanye, that's quite offensive. And he's like, oh, is it quite offensive? He's like, Jewish. Yes, that guy's cock may drive me to attend CPAC this year.
You might go to CPAC.
I might go to CPAC.
If I get out, I'm gonna storm off, dude.
If
Like,
I don't
fuck
go in, I'm
this.
gonna go, fuck this, fuck CPAC. We're starting our own across the street. It's where we're gonna be even more CPAC.
Yeah, it is funny though to be like legacy media is dying. We're the new thing. And it's just Kanye West on Piers Morgan like Jewish. Yeah, man. I think people could just take it people could take a nice sabbatical from information. I think.
I certainly have.
Yeah, it's good.
I've retreated back to World War I and World War II.
It's good. It's
The old
honestly
I'll be back on the Civil War shortly. It's time for me to revert back to the classics.
the absolute classic.
Yes, I need to fall back in love with Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, that's honestly a good move.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I've talked about it 100 times, but I can't imagine getting so ramped up on the internet and like being like, I'm actually showing up to the political rally. Like, dude, when they were showing the footage of Charlottesville, it was like,
I remember watching Charlottesville and just laying on that. I remember exactly when it was and where I was. It was the day after we did a live podcast at Helium where we were being a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
Racially.
We're having fun.
Homophobic. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this stuff's not going to boil over. We're just joking around. Yeah. And then I was laying on the couch, hungover, watching Charlottesville, like, oh, no. No, I'm part of the problem a little bit. No, of course I'm not. But watching Charlotte, everybody there is a complete fucking dork.
Yeah.
And they'd like throw stuff at each other. And we were like it was all nerd spazzes to get away from objects.
Yeah.
Like where you like hunch over and run as fast as you can to get like bumping into shit, trying to run away.
Yeah, just watching they were just nerd particles bouncing off of each other. It's like, no, I'm fine, fuck you guys win. And they just like grab trash can lids and collide. It's a shame. It is honestly, it is a shame, dude. They shouldn't. But how did they get there? That's what I'm saying.
That's what we got to ask.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't just be like, no, those are Nazis.
No,
it's like, dude, he's desperate.
Dude,
he's lonely. There's something going on. Now I'm getting into JP, I guess.
I'm telling you, dude. It's
you can't make excuses.
It's
for these
the real
people,
deal, dude.
Or you're one of them.
No, dude. These guys, all of them, dude. The guys who are dressed in all black were like, no, I'm actually a communist.
I'm a communist.
The guys were like, well, I'm not really a Nazi, but you know, like,
a couple Roman salutes. What the hell?
Just colliding. It's a shame. It
has died down though, right?
I think so.
I feel like it's died down.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think so.
It was at a fever pitch back then.
Proud Boys had it, and then
Antifa
that got crushed. That was like, they had their thing going. That created a power vacuum, and now I think the Flint Man came in and started filling it. I think people just
that's old though.
Is that old?
Is old.
Yeah, I don't think people give a fuck about it really anymore. It's not. It's just going to start losing. It's kind of it's going to start.
But you watch a documentary like that, and you're reminded of how fucking gay that was for so long.
Yeah.
It was like 4 years of just
5, even a year after.
Yeah, it kind of is just starting to stop. The pendulum's finally swinging back to the middle.
Or maybe everyone getting grounded. The whole country got grounded for 2 years.
We did get grounded.
We got grounded, dude, for 2 years. We had to stay inside.
We needed that, dude. We needed a good
cool
grounding.
down.
Now it's not good.
Yeah,
it's bad that it happened. But if you word it like that, if you word it as a grounding,
cool down.
Although during the cool down, it was kind of the worst it's ever been. So
it was bad.
Maybe the grounding wasn't
People
good.
were struggling before, and then they lost literally like everything, and they had to sit in their home completely unequipped to like deal with their thoughts and feelings, and had to stop. And they were just, and then most people lost all their money.
I know exactly how to handle it, dude. Mom and Dad's basement.
That's the
NCAA 2014.
The bomb shelter.
It was. I wish I could go back.
Dude, that would be fucking
Actually,
nice.
I can.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I might ground myself for a year.
You should buy like a piece of their backyard and set up like a 4-story tower and just look down upon your parents. Just a real narrow structure
I should buy their house
with an elevator
I might just buy their house
and lease it to them.
and find out what the ordinance is on how many stories I can add to it. Make it like 6 stories.
Dude, my Brittany brought up a decent point in terms of the student loan relief. She postulated a theory, and I think I agree with her, that it was all a ruse to go. Because what they did, they signed you up. They approved everybody, by the way, for student loan forgiveness. And then they sent you an email like 3 weeks later being like, we were so close to knocking $20,000 off. These fucking Republicans blocked us in Supreme. It's like, there's no way their lawyers didn't say like, this is actually unconstitutional. Yeah, they just ran. I agree. This is what I think happened.
That's true. I think that's true.
And they ran with it. And dude, imagine what that does. Someone's like, yo, I'm about to get 20 G's knocked off my loans. Like, fuck, the Republicans blocked us.
Republicans fucking blocked it. Dude.
I think it was bullshit. I think they knew that it wouldn't happen. This is the nonsense, dude. This is the total nonsense. Damn. That's why we should go full Jubilee. They should do a full Jubilee. Just be like, dude, it's good. It's a good move. Every 7 years, the Jews had a thing where they would just wipe debts. Everyone like, all right, fucking, let's all start over.
That's not. You can't do that.
Let's all start from scratch.
Can't do
that.
The
Jews did it. It worked for them. They would be like, let's Jubilee.
But
year.
when?
Like 600 BC.
Yeah.
600 BC.
There's like 10 of them, and 3 of them died every 7 years. They would all be dead. They did, back then, yeah, sure.
I think what it was like another guy.
We were
would
all
like,
living in fucking mud huts.
Yeah.
And be like, fuck it, wipe it.
There'd be chickens.
Let's just go try to find some food.
Yeah. Well,
nowadays, yeah.
Well,
everybody would just never pay until 7 years.
I mean, imagine trying to track down your money. You'd be like, "Where's that guy again?" Like, yeah, he moved.
He's gone.
He's
He's
record.
a mile away. We'll never find
He
him.
might be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The yeah, I guess that wouldn't really. I
Ran
don't
out
know
of
though.
water.
But then I think it. I don't know. Would it work? You could wipe out student debt. Like the economy wouldn't collapse. It would.
I think it might.
If you wiped out student debt.
Yeah, I think all of us. That's like all of our country's money.
The student debt.
I think doesn't everybody have like tons of money in debt?
A couple $100,000.
Like
that's kind of sick though.
I don't
I mean, if you think
anything.
about it, you might complain about your student loans, but if you think about how rich that makes our country, it's like, how about you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
How about you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, it's sick.
It's so sick that our country.
I fucking love billionaires.
Dude, the fact that you're giving your country that much money for
Not
I
even
would
your
say
country. It's just going to like 2 guys.
but then it trickles down.
It does trickle
Shane,
down.
let me tell you about economics, dude. And then if you give your money to the right rich people, it trickles down back on.
It's gonna come right back.
And
to
then
you.
the Dems cut off $20,000, and they'll do it. They don't
Dems
get
will cut
blocked.
it.
They were ready to cut off $20,000, and then they got blocked, dude.
Yep.
The Republicans said no, hell no, because they hate you and they're racist. I don't know if you know this, dude.
Are all Republicans racist?
Yes, and then yes.
But wait, are all Democrats?
No, not a single one. It doesn't lie in their hearts. They're incapable of it, Shane. I don't know if you know this, dude.
Matt?
But I don't know if you know this, but they're spared from that part of the human condition of biasing.
Matt?
They're spared, and they just want to give you money. And there's these racist guys who are just like, no, fuck that. We hate immigrants so much. We're going to block. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, we're fucked.
No, I don't think, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be it's all going to collapse. It's starting to collapse in terms of just total nonsense. And hopefully dudes are going to be able to, well, I don't know. The internets have been, or the schools have been kind of like dragged into the whole thing. If there's like schools that come out and they're like, dude, you have to learn how to literally ignore all this stuff and just start a fucking shoe shop or something, dude. Just make enough money to pay your bills and chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Stinks.
I don't have yeah. If we continue down a path of just wild shit, eventually it's gonna get wild.
Yeah, everyone's taking,
and it will be bad.
Yeah, dude. It's something like actually, because now it's kind of like, I mean, it does suck.
Yeah, now it's like, you see this fucking trans teacher? What a freak.
Yeah.
If it could get to the point where it's like, damn, they raped that town.
Yeah.
It's happened. You got to watch out.
Yeah, true.
You don't want your town getting raped while you're dead.
No.
You're in a fucking prisoner of war camp in Russia and your whole fucking family gets raped.
Yeah, that would stink. I do. That's my big question.
That is a possibility.
I do wonder. I go, dude, could something like that happen?
Yes.
The dudes.
Not only could it happen, it's always happened
Yeah.
forever.
So you're telling me the dudes with trash can lids or the black bloc anti-foes,
they won't be the ones to do it.
They won't do it.
They're the dorks. They'll never be the ones to do it.
So we'd have to get like bombed. I guess if you get bombed, you get pretty charged up to where you're like, yo, if I get in there, I'm not saying.
I don't think we're anywhere close to that right now.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it is weird. It seems to me, I don't know. It's not like I have any fucking concept of what this is.
I'm thinking out loud.
But yeah, I'm just literally talking until I have to get on a plane. I'm just making noises.
It is funny in like 30 minutes you'll just be sitting there with your hands folded on your lap.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there like, what the fuck was that podcast?
No, it's good.
Why did I say those things? I don't know. I don't know how these people got fucked. How'd they get there?
What?
In the past. In World War II, all these massive events, how'd they get there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And it's not like we're technically like it's easy to sit there and be like, well, they came out of monarchies, which was a mistake. Now we're better than that. It's like, are we? We don't know. Is this a step forward? Who knows?
No one knows.
If we're better or more equipped for handling. Oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
It's people's lives. People are trying to handle their lives.
Help me out.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, jump in.
The average human being's trying to handle their life. The average human being's trying to handle their life and make sense of it. And it's just hard and makes people sad because we're going to die. Everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
And everyone's going.
You're going to die, but try not.
Don't
just
be
try to
fucking
make sure
bitch
it's
about
not getting raped to death.
Exactly.
That's it.
The problem is people are going to die. They come to grips with this and they go, I don't like the thought of that very much. It's like, I'd like to have some part of me live forever or somehow, and then it's like people just stew under the pressure of just like a potentially meaningless existence. And then some guy comes along and he's like, do you want glory for you? And you're like, no, I think I'll take a little bit of that. And like, here's what we got to do.
Glory's great.
I'll tell you, I watched I got this, I've been watching this YouTube channel that's the National Archives. So it was like old videos of like it's like old like videos from like the 50s of like basically talking people away. This video was the threat of like just like groupthink and how people fell into the Nazi party. It's pretty sick. And they're like these old videos and there's this young man who gets off a train. The guy's sitting there being like, and I'll tell you the reason for this. And he's sitting there like, I don't know, this fella makes a lot of sense. And he's basically like the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. And this guy from, I guess like Austria or whatever is like, don't believe him. And they go back to how like the Nazis came about. It's pretty sick.
Damn.
But yeah, they're just dudes who can't handle their lives, man. It's so perplexing and bewildering to be a human being. And you're just sitting there like, I'm frustrated. And you have no way to like navigate it at all. You're sitting there being like, frustrated, just terrified at every turn. Yeah. Some dude's like, here's the plan, bro.
You want to know something frustrating that happened to me?
What?
Fucking Notre Dame lost to USC.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if that
happened every day of my life.
Someone could scoop you.
Every day. Caleb Williams danced around Notre Dame's defense. Eventually I'd be like,
I need answers.
Somebody, I'll pick up a gun. Hit me a rifle. I'll head over there. God, USC's fucking, you know what's nice? The rivalry's back, man. The rivalry's back. USC sucked for so long. Then get this, man.
So you thought it was going to be a fucking free-for-all. You thought you're going to walk into the gates of USC and...
I thought we were walking into the Coliseum.
I'm not going to say raped women, but you thought,
We thought it was... We were the Nazis going into Russia. We were like, dude, we're the best. We're going to fuck everybody
Someone's going to clip that up and fuck you. So you guys, you thought it was fucking child's play.
No. USC was favored. I thought Notre Dame had a chance. I thought we'd be able to pound the rock on them.
Yeah.
Which we would be able to, but they held the entire game. Not saying it's, I'm not going to say what race the refs were.
They were Jewish refs.
This is how you join the Nazi party, dude.
That's so funny.
Caleb Williams.
Someone hits you with a...
Caleb Williams dominates Notre Dame. Like the Jewish refs. Although I will say Phil started to get a little, he got a little racist a couple times. I'll tell you what, he wasn't actually being racist.
Yeah.
But I can feel the undertones because Caleb Williams is USC's quarterback.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
He paints his fingernails before games. It says like fuck Notre Dame on his fingernails.
What?
He wore like a Kyler Murray. Yeah, he wore like a Hillary Clinton pantsuit to the game with chains on. Who's
Kyler Murray?
He's a quarterback at Arizona.
But they're wearing. Is that the thing now?
Pre-game's a fashion show for the
power women. Yeah, but they were getting.
But now they dress like power women.
What the fuck? Do you have a picture of this?
Wait till you see this.
That's a disturbing phenomenon.
He
Although, what an instinct for I mean, that's crazy to make a power. I wouldn't think. What the fuck? That is a Hillary Hillary Clinton power suit.
See how that can make you a little angry? You see that, you go, what the fuck?
Dude, a Hillary Clinton pantsuit's a crazy fucking thing.
Let me see if Caleb's suit's on here.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Caleb Williams shows up in cool outfits to games. There he is.
Yeah, that stinks.
Here's the thing. He dominated. He's going to win the Heisman.
nasty.
He was so good. He was so good, and he was talking so much shit. It hurt. And me and my father, two fats in Pennsylvania, we could do nothing about it. This
Powerless.
gorgeous man in high fashion was dancing on the Irish. We could do nothing. Other than lay there and go, ah! On the other side of the country, a beautiful man was dancing on us.
Just put on like a beautiful outfit and walked
I
out.
put on a cool outfit. We're like, what the hell's that? This guy's a pussy. We're going to kill him.
Now, if you walked outside, someone's in your backyard and was like, "Gentlemen, do you have a moment?
Yeah.
Take this literature."
Yeah,
You're like,
they
"What
said,
the
here's
hell?"
some literature against guys in suits like that. I'd say, yes, dude.
You could have got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny. In the film, they showed like how the Nazis were just like German dudes with regular lives, and the guy shows up the Nazi thing to his family, like his wife and his kid are there. His wife's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, you should show them, don't you dare! I should call the fucking cops. How dare you fucking question
Yeah.
what we're doing?" He's like, "I'm about to take us to the top." There's like poor dudes who were just like,
Also, dude, where they took them is so funny. They took them to the worst human experience of all time. They fucked up so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that was. I knew they like promised them like a great life, but I never even thought about. I thought they were just like, yeah, join the war, but they were like,
Yeah.
dude, you're about to take over.
Yeah.
The Catholics, the Jews, blacks are like, they stink. You're the Aryan
You're
guy.
the best
Let's go.
ever.
Germany is in your. You're gonna rule Germany.
Yeah.
And these guys were just like, yeah, fuck, this is fucking right. And you're right. I didn't even think about that.
It brought them to.
Did they get anything but?
They got the worst result of all time.
Yeah.
The worst result ever.
Oh.
They committed a Holocaust and then they all got raped and their cities exploded. They fucked up so bad.
They got
dude.
tricked.
They got fucked up so badly.
Yeah, it is like if you let someone grip you from the worst parts of yourself, dude. and
Nothing
command
could
you.
be. It'd be like it'd be like handing your daughter the wheel of your car on the highway. That would be the result of what happened.
Yeah, I guess
it's
that
just
is
pure the worst decision of all time.
that must be the real thing. That's the real lesson no one's learned. If you're watching a thing and like you feel yourself getting kind of angry and vindicated, just shut it off. You're being tricked. You're literally being
True.
tricked.
Although in Notre Dame USC next year at Notre Dame, I'll be there. I'll be at Notre Dame. I'll say, seek revenge for what happened.
You should get a handler during the Notre Dame games. When it starts getting really bad, someone shuts the TV off and you're like, I gotta see it.
Put it back on. I'm not mad.
Throw you in a basement. You're like, let me cool down. We got 48 hours. Get your dad's running away. He's like, get his dad.
Phil would not handle that well.
You know what I was laughing about? Did you see those Balenciaga shoes? The real
No.
crazy ones that almost look like cleats? They put out a wild ass fucking
I'd
shoe.
like to start wearing cleats.
Dude,
Hear the click clack on
I
the
was
street.
laughing, wondering if to see if a pedo could get past Chris Hansen's defenses in like the high fashion Balenciagas, dude. They look like pedophile cleats. Some dude sent me them on Twitter. It was the
Oh, they
funniest
are.
fucking thing.
Those are sick, dude.
Look at those things, dude.
Those are
Yeah,
good
dude.
Pedophile cleats.
There's another pair too that they look almost like you're walking on basketballs.
What?
Imagine that though, dude.
Also, there's the other thing. Then, you sit here and you're like, oh, these fucking all right guys. Yeah, we're not a fucking cabal of pedophiles at the top. And then Balenciaga puts out a goddamn child porn ad.
But then I go, was that like a thing? Is that like some weird? That's the question I ask. Is there people on some next level manipulation where it's like that was a ploy just to get everyone pissed off? Because imagine that, like these guys start to die down, you just fucking goad them with this shit. There's a pedophile document on the bottom of a Balenciaga thing. Like, dude, how did that get past? I read this one thing where it's like a company like Balenciaga They were like, oh, our fucking photographers were wilding out, but it's like your whole thing is on brand and image. And the thing I read was like, there's nothing gets past like multiple levels of a company whose whole thing is that's their whole thing. It's just a fucking shoe, but they have this whole image they built. Like it's like whatever. There's no way that got past where it was like some horny photographer was putting in like
you never know
pedophile stuff.
It's not like the guy was going to zoom in on the paperwork on the desk to see that it was
for sure. But then once you see the teddy bears and the BDSM, you might be like, let's take a fine tooth comb.
Yeah,
but sure, I
if
would
you're like
that.
some weird Manhattan freak lady, you're like, what? It's cool.
That's what I'm
They
wondering
have no
about.
idea. They're fucking morons.
Yeah.
If you're in high fashion, you are a fucking idiot.
Well, dude, high fashion, the job isn't to appease anyone, it's to challenge. The job.
Am I wrong on that?
No, you're totally
You have
right.
to be the biggest dumbass
Dude,
of all time.
I read you're Mugatu.
Look at this. This is fashion, dude.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
This is fashion.
Dude, all I'm gonna say is don't mess with the S, bro. Don't mess with the
Skechers.
fucking S.
Skechers. Kanye came in and Skechers said,
that was
no.
shocking. I was like, are you serious?
No.
Skechers doesn't know their base. I mean, I'm not saying that's why.
Skechers does not know their base.
It's all old dude. It's all old white dudes. We're like, oh, I don't know. I mean,
Now, that is one good thing about the extremism right now. It is bringing the base back. The old white dudes are going, what?
yeah.
To all the extreme bullshit. They're all going, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Cut it out. That's nice.
Yeah, that is.
Bring the boys back into the middle a little.
Well, that's the one thing people can't deny, that like the purple bowl cuts, as annoying as all that was, they did make a bunch of old white dudes have to like just face one little thing, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't, I can't say that or this. It's like it's not a totally bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's all their solutions to everything are ridiculous and unworkable, but everyone might kind of like, yeah, I guess being a slave must have sucked a little bit. Like, I don't know.
I have to admit that whole slavery thing was a bit of a fuck up.
Or because you're like, what? Come on, man.
Hey.
Just work.
This guy's working. Jeez.
Just to deny the psychological reality of an entire group of people.
We
who
ripped
are
apart their family
totally
and sent them to a
dominated.
different world. What the hell? We worked them to death. So what?
That was what, like 2 grandmoms ago, dude? Come on,
Yeah,
there's so
that
many
was
grandmoms.
They couldn't go to college like during when I was in college. So
It did elevate the cultural consciousness, but
it did.
then again,
At what cost, dude? Did we have to deal with, if I have to watch one more libs of TikTok of some fucking rainbow-haired kindergarten teacher being like, I talked to all my gay students. It's like, bro, they're in kindergarten. They're all gay.
yeah.
Every one of them. They're all fucking gay.
Yeah, but the problem is the average person is like a bottle rocket mentally. You just give them an idea and they're just fucking like, and they go all
That was a Roman, dude.
I was going off my head.
That's exactly what that dude was doing.
Fuck, go out of here.
You Roman saluted.
But I'm telling you, give a person like an idea and they just fucking fly into the atmosphere with it, where you can't just be like, oh yeah, I could see that. Not, people can't temper themselves.
Guys, listen to Dan Carlin's Ghosts of the Ostfront.
Check that out.
It is funny to think of the German leaders being like, we're gonna fucking do this. It's like, my whole family's dead. We're all starving.
I know.
What the fuck did you do?
And it's one thing to like, I'm not gonna like, I just did stand up comedy in front of my wife's family. I'm not likening that to like World War
It's
II.
like Stalingrad.
My thing is like, if I were to, it's one thing to fail in war and do a Holocaust, double shame.
Oh.
Like it's like to lose and like have like, be like, oh, and we
then
tried. What did we do? We tried to
they got
exterminate a
fucking
race?
holocausted.
The Germans?
They got fucking destroyed. Their civilians got murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Murdered and raped.
Yeah.
And no one cares
No, not at all.
because they
were
holocausted.
holocausted, yeah.
Literally everyone's like,
Yeah, they should have
you should have done what you did.
just been fighting for control of resources like a decent person.
Yeah,
rather
you
than-
should have. Yeah,
trying to
should just
exterminate a
give us some of
race.
that oil.
Yeah, they were.
Give us Earl,
Give us Earl.
but don't fucking fight about it. We're coming to get your Earl. Don't you dare!
I mean, dude, but they tapped into like enriched plutonium of like
I wonder if the bros in the Middle East that look at like like ISIS type guys as the same way we look at like Fuentes and them, or like Charlottesville, where they're
probably,
like, those guys are so fucking gay.
probably, and it's also
It's
like they're
probably
just
so fucking annoying.
Oh, dude, it's
That
got to be
fucking
brutal.
ISIS come to your town, just like, God damn it, dude.
Dude, to the point where you're on a plane and some
These
guy's
guys
like,
suck.
does this guy have a fucking bomb?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on, man. I was just kidding around about bombs.
I was joking about the bombs, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. I think that is the case. I think most people are just trying to live a normal life and like not be completely subsumed by the darkness that grows stronger in their heads every day with each passing day.
God.
It's like, ugh. But yeah, it's it's a shame. But the Romans were sick, dude. They were just farmers.
No,
Initially, they were farmers that
Holocausted.
militarized. I mean, obviously they got to that.
they did the Holocaust too.
They did, but I'm saying like people need
Shout
to
out Dan Carlin, Celtic Holocaust.
people need to get back. It's true, but people need to get back
Celtic.
to the thing of like, what's their own personal farm they can tend. That was the guys, those Roman guys, to be like, you can be like lords and dictators, or like, take me back to
Just
the
trying
farm.
to farm.
Take me back to the farm, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they did get a little
Like
carried away.
Maximus.
They got carried. Yeah, exactly. They got carried away too. Of
Everybody
just-
gets carried away. The Romans got very carried away, dude.
Yeah. They sacked the Greeks, dude. That book, The History of the World in Six Drinks, it's good. It's not the most in depth history thing, but it's pretty sick, dude. They talk about how the Romans conquered the Greeks, but then there was this one guy, I think Cato, who was like, dude, the Greeks conquered us. Their culture, we like conquered the Greeks and learned their culture, and it completely just degenerated. Like we just degenerated completely.
I'm in Terminal 4 at the John F. Kennedy Airport.
Yikes.
That hopefully won't take me too long.
You adopted the Spud microphone technique.
Yeah, it's
Spud
not.
should patent this, dude, on his chest. What a symposium that was, dude.
I knew that was a symposium.
Dude,
When we got done, you were like, that sucked. I was like, no, people are going to
what are you talking about? I didn't say that sucked. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, did I, Sean?
Oh, Mike,
Sean, you bitch.
Sorry.
what'd you say?
Fuck, this guy's a minute away. That's the thing about calling it. That's the thing about living in the Big Apple, guys. You call an Uber, he's at your front door in
Yeah,
a fucking minute.
Well, it's, yeah.
So
You got to hop on the back of a
I have
scooter.
to go. Sean, are you going to sit here and do the Patreon?
Yeah,
Or-
we're going to do the page. We're going to actually get in.
Oh, we're going to sub you in, do the Patreon in my house.
Big shoes to
without
fill.
me.
And I'll lock up before I
Do me a
leave.
kindness. Just unplug the Christmas lights before you leave.
I will solemnly, too.
They seem like it is sad.
Solemnly just
My
one day.
girlfriend's still back home, and I sit here by myself, and I plug them in at night.
Time for Christmas
I play-
miracle.
Yeah, it makes me sad to sit around with Christmas lights in an empty house.
Yeah, they can be the Christmas tree lit up can be a
Alone?
sinister instrument when you're not feeling well. I've swallowed that living symbol myself in my darkest hour and just cried in my kitchen.
All right. I wish it went long enough that we could edit out the whole first half of that.
No way, dude.
I've got to go. Make sure if you don't tune in to our holiday
Dude.
extravaganza,
Oh yeah, dude.
even though I'm not sure it's holiday related, but
Getting very like fashion forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go to a set and I'll be like, honestly, what he's wearing is kind of distracting me right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I have like a loose uniform. It's just jeans, usually these sneakers, and I
Yeah.
just switch a plain color T-shirt.
That's fine. See, that's not
Yeah.
just, that's like, that's comfortable. I could see that working. But sometimes I'll see these guys in like crazy ass Gucci stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm blinded by you right now. I can't even hear what you're saying.
I never understood that too, because it's like, dude, you're supposed to be making people laugh.
You tell me. I don't know. It's your profession.
I don't know what it is. I see people go way fashion forward on the stage, and I'm kind
Yes.
of like, dude, you're kind of. It's just like a distraction.
Totally.
And
Okay,
nobody
good.
cares.
I'm
Nobody
glad you
cares.
agree.
I totally agree. It's like nobody cares. Your job here is to play the fool. Like you're trying to dress like a cool guy. It's like I think it detracts.
I'm with you, man.
I think it detracts. If I ever wear anything that is remotely eye catching, I'll think about it on stage the entire time.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, they took
What-
me forever to. This is my Oura ring. It's just for tracking my biometrics.
Uh-huh.
Took me forever. I would meet every person I met. I'd be like, I'm usually not a 2-ring guy.
You're the only Oura Ring person I know who's a guy.
I know. It's all,
Yeah.
well, they track their periods.
I know. That's why
And-
every woman I know is like they're obsessed with period tracking. So
Well,
how
dude-
does it feel to be a guy wearing an Oura ring?
Well, me and
what do you
Nick-
even get out of the
Me
Oura
and Nick Sex from 311. I'm not the only
Okay,
guy. The guy
really?
from 311 wears Oura ring too. But
Real
So-
men wear whoop straps.
Whoop
okay?
straps
Yeah,
are cool. But
yeah.
here's the thing: sleeping with something on my wrist, I get it to track my sleep.
Yeah,
my
but
sleep
whenever you
is
sleep
way
with
up.
This. You can sleep with
I
this.
just too clunky
What
on
do
my
you mean
hand.
It's too clunky on your hand.
It's too clunky. I tried doing the Apple Watch sleep, and
Yeah.
it's just I can't get with it.
I'll tell
And-
you, when I got my wedding ring, it took me months to get used to this shit.
Yeah.
I was just, I mean, even now, I'm always like this.
Yep.
I
felt-
noticed subconsciously I'm always twisted
I
around.
bang it on shit. I
Yeah.
felt weird for the longest time, and then now if I don't have it on, I feel like a
Right.
like a naked boy.
Do you ever get terrifying that you're gonna rip your finger off? I think about that all the time. Like,
How are you gonna rip your finger off?
I don't know, like the trunk or something, like something will catch just exactly the right way. And
Oh,
that's it,
you're
it's
gonna
gone.
come into it like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, and your entire finger is gonna be completely ripped off.
Then it's if you rip your ring finger off, then it's on. You can do whatever you want. Just be like, bro, my bad.
What do you even tell your wife? Put the ring on the nub.
Yeah, it's like I lost my ring. You just cheat on her all the time because you don't have a ring finger.
I'd be like,
I'm not
babe,
married.
I don't have a ring finger. It's gone.
Our vows are over. Yeah, if you lose that finger, you're a batch. You're
That's
a bachelor.
good. I like that. Wait, you remember those rules in the 2000s? I love watching, 2000s movies or even actually 1990s, like American Pie, when they're like, it's not cheating if you're not in the same zip code.
Hey, oh yeah.
And rewatching it 25 years later, you're like, that makes no fucking sense. You're like, what are you talking? Like, how was this conventional wisdom in 2001?
The hall pass was another big one. Like
Yes,
hall pass. Who the
there was a whole Friends episode. Like, what's your hall pass? And I was like, but that's not real. It's just totally fake.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
butt
you're just
fucking a lady in a
cheating.
hotel
Yeah.
room. Like, stop acting
What
like it's a
are you-
cute thing to do. Yeah, I was literally just thinking about hall passes yesterday. I was like,
Yeah.
they try to push that for a little bit. They're like,
it was a huge
hall pass.
2000s trope, as if all relationships functioned on if you're not in separate area codes, you're not married or you're engaged. Hall passes were apparently and allegedly a thing. What else was there? There was
Work wife, work
was
husband,
a
bro.
huge thing.
That
That's
shit
right.
pisses me off.
Yeah,
I don't like that stuff
The
at
entire
all.
work wife concept is fucking weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I understand how it arises, but it's like it's not your work wife. You're cheating on your wife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're having an emotional relationship
You are having an emotional affair.
that's going to bleed over.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things were weird in the 90s. Things
They
were
were.
weird.
And there was also in the 90s, it was like very in vogue. We talked about this before, but it was like very in vogue to like jailbait. The concept of like having sex with
You're
underage
absolutely right.
women
Yeah.
was just like, yo, bro, fucking jailbait.
That's another big American Pie thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man, they don't age well, but they are still hilarious.
Dude, they're
And
so funny.
They should remake it. They should do it again. What was the last one? American Wedding? Is that what it?
I lost track. American Pie,
Yeah.
I saw that. That was like a huge thing to see when I was younger. I
Absolutely.
kind of jumped off that and Hangover. I didn't really follow The Hangover as well.
So good.
Comedies, they stopped making comedy movies for
Yeah,
the
but
most
the
part.
whole reason I'm here is because Shane is filming Titus.
I know.
So he's-
Now it's
it's
the emergence. It's
Yeah.
re-emerging.
Yeah.
And that technically is a show. The comedy, the great American comedy. There was like the Farrelly brothers, all
Yes.
these people. You don't have like a comedy in the theaters.
Well, and the weirdest thing too is that the director Todd Phillips. I mean, he made so many of those movies that I love. Old School. He made what else did he make? He made Road Trip, I think, which
Yeah.
is an incredible film.
Road
People
Trip's
know
nice.
that. Road Trip is so good. But now and then he did The Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
He became filthy rich. But then he made the Joker movie, and then he made Joker 2, which is adorable. It's like a
Dude,
total disaster.
why did they do that?
I don't know. I mean, the Galaxy Brain case, Tarantino had a really good quote. He's like, Joker is Todd Phillips saying, the way he talks, he's like,
Yeah.
Joker is the Todd Phillips way of saying, fuck you to the audience. And that's why it's brilliant. And I was like, I don't know, Tarantino. I think you're galaxy braining yourself into how that this shitty movie is actually really
Yeah, it
good.
sucks.
It's just bad. It's just empirically bad.
I know. Even though to be like, yeah, because for me, I always think of like the movie, I guess if you have that track record,
Yeah.
it's like people will still invest in you.
Well, that's the thing. He has fuck you money. And also, he's a super weird dude. One of my favorite books I read about Hollywood was Molly's Game. Actually, it also became a movie, which is a good movie. I think it's on Netflix. And it's about that girl who ran the high stakes poker game in Hollywood. But I ended up reading the book, and I found out Tobey Maguire is a complete and total psycho. So Toby,
What?
yeah, I had no idea. So Toby was part of the quote unquote pussy posse with
He was
Leo
pussy
DiCaprio.
posse.
So I knew that. But then I'm reading about these weird psychological mind games that he would play in the book. And he would, at one point, he had a quote where he's like, poker is not about winning. Poker is about destroying people's souls. And he would string people along and bring them and get them into debt. And he was constantly charging this girl, the girl who ran the games, and he was fucking with her and her livelihood. And he would take the game. He's a multi-hundred millionaire or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's constantly, he's charging her for using his automatic shuffling. Just weird power game shit. Like true Hollywood.
He's like an evil
psych-
nerd.
Yeah,
He's like an evil nerd.
Psycho.
What the
Reading
fuck?
that book, I was like, dude, you are an actual psychopath. Like, this Seabisk, he's the jockey. That's Spider-Man. That's all I
Yeah.
know about this guy. I was like, oh man, this is.
Well, he's probably
this is so
upset his
weird.
parents died when he was younger, and he had
Yeah.
to become a superhero. Got bit
Well,
by a spider.
He's got that, and then the more I learned, and then Todd Phillips is in the book too. That's what made me think
He's
of it
nuts.
because he's
So this is all like
weirdo.
a biographer, basically, like digging into these
No,
people.
she wrote the book. She was like my journey running
this
the
is what
high
he was
stakes
doing.
poker
Got you,
game.
got
And
you, got you.
She was like the assistant to some rich Hollywood fuck, and he brought her to run the games. And then she got in with like Toby Maguire. Apparently Leo came, and Toby got Leo to come. And
Pussy Posse, yeah.
yeah. But Leo is also apparently like didn't talk to anybody and just put his headphones on the entire time while he was playing poker.
Dude, I've heard a headphone
Yeah.
story about Leo.
I was gonna say
yeah.
that's what reminded me of the other.
Do you know the
Leo
song? Do you know the
story.
song he listens to?
No, what is it?
Oh, dude, it's fuck. It's Time to Pretend. He listens to Time to Pretend while like
While
like
having
someone
sex
who's
with,
wearing like basically
extremely
this.
young women. I mean, I don't get it. I mean,
Time
the
to
whole thing-
Pretend, dude.
What?
She's 27. It's time to pretend she's 27,
Yeah,
but
right.
she's
no younger.
18.
What's the?
I'm saying
cutoff
she's
for
18.
Leo?
He's
25.
pretending.
Oh, that's right. He's trying to pretend that she's 18.
they're trying to pretend she's 27, but she is
The
18.
whole thing is very strange. The Leo thing, I don't get it. I love Leo. He's such an incredible actor. He's got
fantastic.
great instincts. He's actually a very, very smart guy. But yeah, his personal life, it's weird. Like, I think we
Dude,
need to call a spade a spade.
It is, and it's also one of those things where I think Bill Maher is like another avowed kind of like, yeah, I fucked 19-year-olds and I'm
Right.
65, and he's like,
No, he's
it's-
older than that. I think he's like 67, bro. Yeah.
Jesus
he
Christ.
might be pushing 70 actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's another one where it's like, yeah, it is weird. It is definitely weird, dude, because just the mental difference is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like statistical, like think about how many standard deviations away
It's
are
like a
from
vampire.
that
It's like
person.
you're an immortal vampire at that point. You're 70 talking to an
To an
18-year-old.
18-year-old girl. Yeah.
You're kind of babysitting her.
Absolutely, you are. There's
Yeah.
no question. I don't know, man.
And if it's like, dude, like you could be like, oh, I can make a geometric case for their breasts. It's like, all right, dude, well, like, dude, just stop being such a pervert. Go jack off, dude. You don't have to date an 18-year-old. Just go jerk off. You don't have to like try to make it a lifestyle.
See, I love
movement.
this because this is a very just natural way of us, like, bringing ourselves to being like, yeah, there's actually really something about you should just get married, bro. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
get married. Be normal. Being normal is good. It's actually a good thing. People who aren't normal are fucking weirdos. And I mean, you and I are in a unique position where you actually probably eventually get to meet some of these famous people that you see, or you just hear little things that are not
For
coming
sure,
out in
for
the
sure.
public, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a real cost to this, isn't there? You're like, and I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with this. This is not the way that I choose to live my life, and I don't really want to be associated with
Well,
that.
dude, there
Yeah.
comes a point where you're either involved in this, like, because you're absolutely right, because you get to like, they're like the rarefied air of like
Yes.
Hollywood and all the stuff, and it does turn into like a diabolical power game, and it's like we all have those instincts to participate in some level, but there are people who give their entire lives to like, like looking at another guy's car or
Yes.
being like, he got what project? Fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a
Where's my
real-
19-year-old girlfriend? I need to fucking eat her pussy right now
It's
to
a
calm
real
down.
like weird consumerist like idolatry of the self.
Yes.
And it's like everything that I've learned, in life is just like all of that is horrible and it's bad.
Yeah.
There's a good political, thing to this too. If you stay in Washington, the thing is, lots of people who are young come to Washington, 22, 23 years old, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, all of that. Most people burn out by 27. So I'm like in my mid-30s now, and so I'm in the cohort, like we made it, like the people who actually got the job, stayed in the lifestyle and all of that. But this is also, there's this cringe show, but How I Met Your Mother. And there's a very important concept that Barney lays out in that show where he's like relationships. And I think life is like this, have off ramps like an exit, where it's like relationships is like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 25, something like that. And if you look statistically, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
In terms of like when divorces and breakups and all that stuff happen. But for like professional DC or honestly any career where it requires you to give fucking everything to
Yeah.
it, but then you start to see one of the most important pieces of advice I got was like, look at where you are and then look at the guy who's 10 years in that same path. And I was in the White House briefing room, for example, and I was looking around. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I don't want to be any of you people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, if we're on this track, I'm like, this is a bad track. We gotta get out.
What was the White House briefing? Was that like when you sit and ask questions at like
Yeah,
the
that's
thing?
where. Well, I didn't even get to sit. I had to stand like a bitch in the corner. But
Oh, excuse me. So
Yeah.
you're like just yelling questions.
It's horrible, man. Yeah. So actually, I'm hopeful with the new administration that we can change some of this up. So the way it works is that the White House Correspondents Association is like a cartel, and even though it's unofficial, they run everything. So all the briefing room seats are assigned by the White House Correspondents
Gotcha.
Association. I was working for the Daily Caller at the time, which is like a conservative media outlet. And if you want a seat, you have to apply. And applying takes years to get a new seat. And so if you don't have a seat, then obviously you have to get there early. So I would get there hours early ahead of time just to be able to stand in the hallway, like on the side, and you're literally crammed in up against like all these different people. There's all this jockeying, and there's like foreigners.
It's like
and
the stock market
other
kind
people.
of, in a
It's
way.
literally, it's like a movie, right? And then
Yeah.
you just sit there and you kind of like poke your hand. I was lucky because I'm tall, so I actually get my hand above. There was a short girl behind me, and she was like, "Can I get in front of you?" I'm like, "Sorry, bitch."
Yeah,
like, I got
nah.
here. Yeah,
I was
like,
here at 5 a.m.
Look, it's a
Fuck
dog
off.
eat dog world. Like, get here earlier. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I'm talking about, though. I don't want to be that person. That actually
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Or there was this girl who's like, "Hi, I'm shooting a documentary. I'm from England and all this, and I was just wondering if I get my shot." I'm like, "Yeah, but if you get your shot, I'm gonna get my question." So
Yeah,
it's like,
so-
and then my boss is gonna chew my ass out. So it's just not gonna happen. It's
yeah.
like, and. You don't want to be in that mind space. Is more what I'm saying. So
For
that's
sure.
that's probably
It takes a toll. It does
I
take
think
a toll.
Hollywood, finance, politics, all these other things all function the same way. In that, if you want to be in the top 0.1% of your field, you have to give everything to it, and that's
Yeah.
it. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
And people should be real with that. So if you're listening and you're like thinking, you're like, "Oh, I really want to do something like that," just understand what it takes. Understand what it actually takes to get there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. And dude, it's funny because I'm viewing schools now and it's like kind of related. So I'm looking at schools for my daughter. She's going into kindergarten next
Yeah.
year. So we're like looking at, and it's like, dude, schools now are, and I think it's good, but they're, from what I've been seeing, it's like they're educating people to like do something for everybody, to like bring something to the world rather than like, when we were in school, it was more like
Yeah.
build yourself up so that you're a high value individual that you can just take resources for yourself and just, like
Definitely.
fuck off. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is like they sold everyone that dream, but the reality is like most people aren't going to get those.
Well, and it's not
Most
even
people
about
are gonna become
yeah,
doctors and
most
shit.
people don't want to do that.
True.
You don't want I'm Indian, so I know a lot of doctors. It's like, do you want to know how hellish medical school is?
Dude.
Be real. Whenever you for real. Do you want to spend 8 years in school, 4 years making shit money with $300,000 in debt, working 80, 90 hours a week, getting shit on by the attending physicians, then hoping and praying that you get your placement or whatever for the next job. So by the time you're my age, you can finally get your first paycheck. Oh, but fuck you. Even though you get your first nice paycheck, 90% of that is going to be going to clearing off of your medical debt. And you've lived 10 years. You're probably now addicted to smoking, food, like some vice
Yeah.
of some.
Oh,
There's no
for
way.
sure.
Again, you know this too. When you work really hard, like it takes it all from you. You're going to be addicted to energy drinks, nicotine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you need something.
Yeah.
It's not possible to do it natural.
It's
So-
true. I've gone back and
Yeah.
forth, and it's like I'm like, no, I don't need anything, and I had like a pretty harsh caffeine phase for myself. I'm
Yeah.
like sensitive to it.
Yeah.
I had to stop that because I wasn't sleeping, but
How do you? Because you travel a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I've
The travel is
recently
brutal.
it sucks.
Yeah.
I've recently introduced melatonin. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm a very like natural type. I don't want to take anything, but
Yeah.
I've succumbed to just like
Interesting.
just
Can I give you a
crushing.
warning about melatonin though?
Yeah.
So Andrew Huberman says not to take melatonin.
I know, man. I know it's not good.
Because he's
I
just
know it's
saying
not right.
It was something about he said like the label on the bottle can be anywhere between like 2% and 1,000% of what's actually in there.
What?
Yeah, and he said something. Don't take my word for it, but it was something along the lines of, "I've seen them give melatonin to rats and it shrivels their balls." So
What?
he's like, "I think that it messes with
All right,
testosterone."
enough said, dude.
So
I'm done.
My opinion,
Enough said, I'm
you
done.
should stay off.
I'm off it. I'm
stay
off
off the melatonin.
I'm
That's
off
right.
it. It is I as soon as I started taking it, I was like, I get why Michael Jackson had a guy with like an IV in his arm. I'm like, dude,
No, that was a whole other level, man. That's like what was it? Propofol? I think it's
Propofol. It was Propofol. But you start to like, dude, it's like you're just sitting there reading a book, and all of a sudden the melatonin just starts to like weigh you. You're like a stone statue, and then you're just like,
Did you read about this Matthew Perry thing? Oh, it was so fucked up.
So what
I
actually
love
happened to
Matthew
him?
Perry. So I mean, it's really sad. I read his book actually after he died, and Perry was obviously everybody knows he was a drug addict.
Yeah.
But it's his parents. It turns out his mom was like the press secretary for Justin Trudeau's dad.
What?
Like, when he was the prime minister. Yeah, he was actually, and apparently he beat the shit out of Justin Trudeau when they were kids, which is wild.
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau.
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau.
That's kind of boss.
Yeah, it is cool. But so Perry, it turns out when he was like a really little baby and he was crying, his parents would give him like benzos, like benzodiazepine.
What?
Like really fuck. And he was like, yeah, when some of my parents' funniest stories is about me as a baby just sitting there like drooling out of my mouth when they were plugging me full of benzos because I was crying. He was like colicky. And so his theory of why he's so fucked up and addicted to drugs was because at a very early age that he had benzos. And he's talked about how the very first time he ever felt like anything was good in this world was when he was drunk at 14 years old. And that was the rat race. And then he becomes a fucking centimillionaire, whatever, from Friends. And that's why you can see his weight wildly fluctuate on the show because he was either drunk or he was on pills or he was on Oxy. But dude, the thing is with Perry is he died of a ketamine overdose, I believe. And they Los Angeles District Attorney filed this case against a so-called like ketamine queen, and they have text messages in there of the doctor and the girl who was selling him all this illegal ketamine being like, how much can we take this rich asshole for? You know, charging him thousands of dollars per hit of ketamine, of which they're buying. It's like
not very chill,
dude,
ketamine community.
Deeply exploitative shit, like really bad. It was horrible.
I have a lot of people are really into ketamine. I have a very kind of like weird thing because I knew a lot of like evil hippies who were like
on ketamine.
They got like addicted to that shit. They used to call it hippie heroin.
What's it called? K-hole, right?
K-hole, yeah. Well, dude, before it became mainstream, it was known like people were like, oh, it's hippie heroin because they would like nod out.
What does it do? Because I thought that it helps.
Dissociative.
But there's the depression aspect. There's like the therapeutic aspect, and apparently he'd been having ketamine in a therapeutic setting, but then I guess he got addicted to that. And that's why he died in that hot tub, man, because, dude, and it was like his assistant, his little drug assistant. They were working to procure him drugs and charge him thousands of dollars because they were ripping this guy off.
That's not right. It's called custying someone out. They're custying him. You treat him custy prices. Really? Yeah. It's not a good thing to do. But yeah, I've heard people who swear by it. They're like, if you do like, because you can do like, you know, they make like little lozenges and stuff. So you could like lay there. My brother's all about it. He's like, you lay there.
He's a big K guy.
Big K guy. Big special K guy. He was really selling me on it. And it was like, you know, I'm like, and I get like if you're laying there, it's like a 30-minute ordeal. You come out of it. Right. He's like, it's good. It's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then there's doctors who like will prescribe you a little bit. Like you can just kind of have it to kind of like, because you can either like get into a K hole or just kind of take the edge off. And I knew like these dudes that would just snort K constantly. But if you snort too much, then you'll just be sitting there like.
The other K that I see signs for everywhere, and I actually don't know what it is it Kratom?
Kratom, yeah.
What is Kratom? It's
Kratom
like you see signs for this everywhere. CBD, we sell Kratom. I don't know a single person who's ever used Kratom. I don't know what Kratom is.
I know it, dude.
I just know it exists, but it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. It's every gas station in America.
Gas stations sell like full on. They sell drugs, or you can sell weed legally at gas stations now. They did it. It's the hemp farm bill allowed THCA, which is weed. The active ingredient's THC.
Is that the same as was it Spice or whatever? Those
So Spice is a synthetic. So it's like if you take Delta 9 tetrahydride, whatever it's called. There's the exact molecule that's illegal. Spice is like let's remove a couple carbon molecules and like a hydrogen, and now it's like very similar, but it's legal because it's not technically the same stuff. It's like an analog or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So what Kratom is, with the THCA stuff, it's like like weed picked off the plant is THCA because there's a carbon molecule. That's why if you have to make brownies, you have to heat the weed up to decarboxylate it. And that's what like THC is illegal, but THC is legal. So now you can grow hemp, which is just weed, with THCA, which is just THC, and it's legal. And you can sell it at a gas station. It's completely schizophrenic. It makes no sense. Yeah. It makes no sense. But I mean, I think it's sick. You can mail it right to your house. But
really?
Oh yeah, you can just get it mailed right to you.
Are you a big weed guy?
I was for the longest time.
I can smell weed in here, you know.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I know you hate it. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was you, bro. You were blazing. Me and Saga ripped the blunt, dude. I like that.
Don't put misinformation out there, all right? The moment I came down here, my nostrils flared. I didn't want to say anything, but I did suspect you. I'm not going to lie. I immediately suspected you.
I was a big weed guy since I was like in high school through college.
But you quit, right? So it's a success story.
I cut it out, but here's the thing. It becomes too much, like especially when you have kids. It's like I just can't. I can't be high. Like,
can you tell that to more people? Yeah.
Some people claim, but like for me personally, it's like having like a weird panic attack at a playground.
Yeah,
not serving your family.
That sounds
being
horrible.
Like, oh fuck, dude, that's got to be brave for my daughter.
But everybody
right
says it's chill. No, it's chill, dude. It's totally chill,
dude. The thing is, the weed's different. The weed is so strong.
I know.
Now.
Thank you. Please continue.
It's a different stuff, dude. I've literally I was selling weed from 2008 up until. Whatever, pretty embarrassingly recently, but the whatever. I don't even remember.
I'm gonna call 911. I'm gonna call Philly PD.
Maybe 2009.
Is weed legal in Philly?
I knew a guy who got it's medical.
Okay.
I knew a guy who got caught with coke outside of the Delaware County. And apparently the Delaware or like whatever township police called the Philadelphia PD and they're like, we caught this guy with cocaine. We also think he's been buying weed from Philadelphia. And dude, the Philly PD just went hung up on. He was in the room. He was like in trouble for it.
I mean, to be fair, they have like actual problems.
Yes,
like murders. And
yeah,
shit to
and they were just like, he's like, dude, the Philly PD hung up on the township police.
They're like, dude, we don't care about that.
But it is, dude, with the dabs, it has become drugified. So
Yes.
I like watched weed develop for years, like very close to it. And it was like, it became a thing that was like, dude, this is like, dude, like, it used, it was like, everyone talks about this. Like in the 70s, it was like 7% THC. Then you get like 14, 15 was like, wow, dude, it's like 30. Some of them are like 28 to 30%. And it's too much.
And they also, the percentage was that are sold to you. It's kind of like what I just said about melatonin. You have no idea whether that's correctly in there or not. So yeah, let's stay off the weed. Let me that. Also, if you'll allow me a weed diatribe.
That's fine. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
What my thing is now, it's like, so now they're starting to regrow it and introduce like the grow it so it's like only 7% with CBD.
Okay.
And that's very relaxing and it's not as psychoactive. It really can like make you, it's like the founding father weed. That's like the hemp George Washington smoked.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's very chill. You're not like, you might get like,
Well, he was doing opium too. Do you think people
was he doing opium?
Of course, they all were doing opium back then. That's
didn't
how
know
the
that.
painkillers happen. Yeah.
True, I guess.
That's
milk
a
and poppy.
forbidden part of the 1900s, and nobody ever talks about the shocking number of opium and cocaine addicts that were up until like the 1920s. Incredible amount of society was addicted to morphine, opium, cocaine. You could get it readily across the counter. A lot of the doctors were going to prison because they were coke addicts and they were prescribing cocaine to different people. It's actually pretty wild.
Yeah, I think you can get it in prison. You can get like opium in prison in like the 20s. I think you could order it on commissary.
Wow.
I think so. I read a book about like an old like a burgler from like 1890s.
Not a bad
on.
way to spend the time. You're already locked up.
Yeah, you can just gobble it up. You could just take exactly. You could just gobble it up. I think it was like either the guards were selling it, but I remember the guy was saying in the book he just ordered some opium from the truck.
Well, it wasn't illegal for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a long time because there was a lot of it's the same problems we have now. Like opium addicts at the time, that it's like for a while they're on opium, they can't afford opium. You start robbing people to pay for your opium, and it's like they're like, okay, we got to get rid of this.
Yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah,
dude, the kratom now is a. It's not.
So what is it? Is
so
it
it's
a
technically
plant?
an opiate. It's a plant. It's a natural plant, but it has.
No, this is what they say about it's natural.
It is natural.
Yeah.
Weed is
It's natural. What did you just talk about? Oh, they're cross players with this.
Yes,
40% now. It's like, that's not fucking natural.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's
as
think
natural as the red tomato in a grocery store.
I totally agree.
All right.
I think they've ruined weed. Now it's called type 2 cannabis. They're walking it back, and I think that because dude, I would just like freak out. I'm like, this sucks. This isn't fun at all. Or I do think though, and this is like a. I do like saying this to people because people get very like bullyish with weed. They'll be like, dude, fucking 5 milligram. I could take a 50 mil. It's like this because you're a dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your brain. So it's
like you've actually cooked so much of your IQ off that you no longer have the IQ to understand.
No, I'm saying naturally they're a dumbass. They've always been people who can do like 200 milligram edibles. It's like, yeah, because you're a fucking dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your mind. You're just sitting there like, you're like when like a dog gets a brownie. You're just kind of like, or you metabolize it differently. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But dude,
possible.
the kratom, they do snag people with the natural stuff, but it's like it mimics opiates. So people will use it to get off of like, you could be sick
It's
from
like methadone?
heroin if it was a plant. But it also is different. Like if you take a little bit, it's energizing. But if you take a lot, it's like you ate like 4 Percocets.
I don't get it, man.
Dude, and people get addicted to it, man. And
No, I do know that. That's why I brought it up, because there is a lot of this weird stuff that, like kratom, obviously weed now with the mass legalization, and nobody ever talks about. If you look at the weed graph, like over 20% of weed users are using it on a multi-daily basis.
Yeah.
So that is like, imagine if 20% of people who drank alcohol drank like straight liquor all day, every day. That's not even close.
What is the percentage of people who drink alcohol daily?
Who are daily drinkers? I think it's like 7 to 8%. Actually, by the way, I'm not putting alcohol off the.
For sure.
Yeah, it's really bad. People who are alcoholics, it ruins your life. It will kill you early. There's all this stuff. And actually, it's weed and alcohol, almost all vices actually have the same effect, where between like it's like the Pareto principle, where 20% can be responsible for 80%. And so 20% of weed users consume almost all of the weed. And because they're using it every single day, and it's extremely high THC and it's psychoactive. Anybody who knows anybody's ever owned a liquor store, it's like the vast majority of your sales are going to the same like alcoholics. Honestly, it's really sad.
Yeah.
And then gambling is the same way. Like a huge huge percentage of casino returnees. Like, you know, people go to Vegas and they have fun, but like if you have ever spent time in a casino, like the people that come every single day are just like pissing their life.
It makes you really sad.
That's the saddest part. Like
It's
that
so
is
sad.
really sad.
It's so when you see, especially the old
Yeah.
people there, and you're like, damn, your kids stopped talking to you. You've worked your
you
whole
don't
life.
have, do you have sports gambling advertisers? Do you?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay,
You
I'll
can
say
talk
it.
whatever you want.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll say it.
It's unfettered free speech.
Well,
You think I'm going to restrict speech at the podium?
Sorry, DraftKings and FanDuel and all these other people.
It's not
but,
those two, but
yeah. Okay, good. All right, well,
We've definitely had that before.
Oh, have you?
Say whatever you want.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm
good.
not worried about
Well,
that.
I don't want to get you in trouble, but you know,
Can you get me in trouble?
I have become totally convinced. But I don't put cards on the table. I actually like to go to the casino. I think casino gambling is really fun, but I think it's very important that I have to go to the casino to a physical location. The stats right now on sports gambling, it's just like weed, all vices, disaster. If you look at the amount of money that is being sucked out of people's pockets, it's horrible. So in September in New Jersey alone, New Jersey bettors lost $200 million by gambling online, in full online gambling. They lost $400 million. They were gambling on sports, and a total of $900 million in a single month of September, just if you include also the casinos. So you can see that almost half of the money that New Jersey bettors lost. By the way, Jersey's not that fucking big. So we just talked about $1 billion that got sucked out of the market.
Crazy.
People are addicted to sports gambling, man. It's terrible. And the other thing is, if I studied, I went and I read a little bit about how casinos operate, and casino profits, like the amount that they take, is called the hold, like on a game. And the hold for DraftKings, FanDuel, and all these others is way higher because traditional gamblers in casinos, they'll bet the money line or they'll bet the spread. But these retards on sports gambling are buying and doing all these parlays that get algorithmically pushed. You have no fucking chance of winning your parlay. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to win your parlay. It's don't ask me. Check the stats and look at the profits for where all these people are coming from. So, dude, mass sports gambling has been a fucking disaster. Like, you've seen domestic violence has gone up in the places where it is. Bankruptcies are up. You're seeing a huge amount of credit card debt, 25% increase amongst the people where it is legal. And actually, I just read an article about Brazil yesterday where basically it's a social transfer program where the government is cutting checks to working class people. Those people are gambling almost 40% of their paychecks away on a consistent basis. So it's like a mass wealth transfer that's happening right now. And I mean, sadly, because you can do it online, just imagine if you could take your phone out and there was an app on your phone where you could drink alcohol. Do you know how popular that app would be? Imagine,
or see naked girls.
Well, that's a big one. We'll get to that next. We're gonna come next. This is gonna be the Killjoy podcast.
No,
but imagine if you could like suck marijuana from an app that was out of your phone. People would be addicted to that. That gambling is honestly worse.
Well, it's
than
a
both
double
of those.
addiction because the phone's addictive.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then you put addiction on
So
top
you
of
have
an addictive
algorithm, you
device.
have phones, and you have money that is now at stake. Every single state where this has happened has been an absolute nightmare. And you know, all you have to do, the thing is that the gambling companies legally they have to disclose all of this. So all you have to do is go and read their profit and loss statements and look how much of this is coming from the parlay bets. It's the vast majority of their profits. And yet you idiots keep signing up for it. And I get that it's fun, but it's not funny whenever your wife is like, hey, baby, can we buy these berries for our child? And you're like, oh, I actually pissed it all away on a parlay last night. And, now you have guys who are, you've seen this explosion and people are like, I'm gambling on women's softball or in Korea. And I'm like, bro, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You have a problem.
That's always been people like that's degenerate behavior. Like the Little League World Series, like you're a degenerate. You're a degenerate. Yeah.
You are a degen, bro. And this is my case. I think gambling should be legal. But it should only be in casinos because one of my favorite parts about going to the casino is you meet the characters. Right? You go to the craps table and you see a guy who hasn't showered in 3 days and has got his colostomy bag on. And by the way, he will teach you how to roll the dice. And so shout out to that man for showing me how to do it. But seeing him, I'm like, I don't ever want to be even in the same like universe of like whatever this dude is. But you can't see that when you're on the couch. You don't understand. You're the sucker. Last thing on this that I found out from Nate Silver's book is that if you are any good at sports gambling, you're banned. And so
that's kind of fucked up.
So if you win consistently on DraftKings or on FanDuel, they will cap your bet size to like $2. They're like, oh, you're allowed to bet $2.14.
That's bullshit.
Yes, but you know why? And then people are like, oh, I'm actually really good at sports gambling. I'm like, oh, how you been on the app? They're like 3 years. I'm like, you're not any good at sports gambling. I'm like, it would have banned your ass.
Yeah, they would cut. That's everyone. No, I'm like breaking even basically. And it's like, no, you're fucking not.
It's like, well, first of all, you need to win 52% of your bets just to beat the house because 2% is the VIG that goes to the house.
Yeah.
But then over that, it's like look, you're not winning. If you're still gambling consistently on the apps, you have not won, and you're the sucker. That's just
what they should do. An easy amendment to this that wouldn't be such a money suck is that when you lose your gambling money, it's held from you for 6 months. They get to make money on the interest, and then they send it back to you. So you're
that
like,
would be nice, but
you're momentarily penalized.
I just read in New York.
I mean, why would they do that? They would be like, "Fuck you, we're keeping all. How about we keep all of it and make interest?"
These
off
guys are making the biggest killing in the planet, and like the best part is all the states are doing it too because they want the money. But the thing is, look, they're going to pay for it because it's one of those where you're getting this fake tax revenue. But yeah, when you have to come and send cops to Johnny's house because he went fucking broke and he beat up his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, you're paying for that. You know,
he's blowing off some steam.
Right. Parlay goes down. He's going to house one of those plastic bottles of whiskey from Costco.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens next.
It is weird that when jobs are scarce, like it just people just end up beating up girls. Like if there's not good stuff going on, people are like, well, I guess I have to beat up a girl now. It happens across like every culture.
It's every culture. Actually, a lot of people got mad at me on the show because I was talking about it was during one of our immigration debates. I think you talked about it a little bit actually on your show, and I was just like, look. And by the way, just full disclosure, I married into an Irish family from Philadelphia.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so I have no discrimination against the Irish, but what I'm saying is, back in the day, I think it was reasonable to be like, well, you know, all these people are coming over here and they drank a lot of whiskey. And so nobody knows this. The very first thing that women did whenever they voted was ban alcohol. That's why the temperance movement was entirely driven by women.
Whoa.
And the reason why is because they were getting the absolute shit kicked out of them by their drunk ass husbands who were drinking a liter of whiskey per day on average to deal with, you know, the industrial revolution and all this. But it was also, let's be honest, it was part of their culture, right?
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
and so that's what people don't forget is like that for some reason it's intrinsic. Like alcohol, gambling, and beating the shit out of your wife. It's just a package deal.
It's one big thing.
You are signing up for that. Yep. You are 100%. So don't incentivize it.
Yeah, it's just impulses ruling the roost, and then eventually the
bingo.
curtain closes, and you're like,
right. Yeah, well, really what I think it is just somebody for the first time is showing the reality of what you've done, where you can rationalize your parlays away, you can rationalize all this, but the very first time, like I just said, we're like, hey, can we pay to go see, I don't know, like I want to go see my mom next week or whatever. Can I get a flight? They're like, no, we literally don't have any money.
Yeah, or the ultimate being like, I told you the Chiefs weren't going to kick a field goal. And you're like, shut the fuck up. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it is funny. There is a huge, because, you know, I'm all like Irish Catholic out, and it's like, like seeing someone fall at a wedding, I'm like, meh. Yeah. It's like, it's so normal. And like my wife would like cry. She's like, that's not right. And I'm like, that's so sad. I'm like, dude.
My in-laws and their family are not like
people
that.
People fall at weddings. It is what it is. Like,
I did
stop being
see
a baby.
A really funny tweet. And be like, you know, I left Dublin and I moved. I forget where they moved, like somewhere in South America or something. And they're like, and what I thought was we were all having a good time. It turns out we're just crippling alcoholics.
Yeah. Yeah, like family beach trips were just like adults hammered for 7 days, and I'd just be like, all right. And then the kids would get hammered. They would pass out.
East Coast beach culture is weird.
Oh, it's crazy,
I'll tell you
dude.
this.
It's crazy.
I had no exposure to it because I grew up here. But yeah, I went to went to Rehoboth, which is like the nice beach, right? Mm-hmm. But even then, I'm like, man, these ladies are hammering Tito's at like 9 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, there's some crazy shit going down.
East Coast beach
right
culture is like it's like quiet. That's not like as like cool like Margaritaville. It's just people just quietly
DJing.
My uncles would be like, they would all joke. They'd be like, ah, man, who's gonna crack the first one? They'd be like, I don't give a shit, I'll do it. And you just crack a Coors Light. Now they don't let you drink on the beaches like that.
Really?
Yeah, they're ticketing.
I saw a lot of people doing it.
Well, in the
they're
Jersey
doing
Shore.
it in the solo cups.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They used to, and they'll still come around and police you. I grew up going to Sea Isle, and dude, it was just beers, whatever.
Really?
Now it's like you have to have a cup, and they'll come around if you have alcohol in your cup. Because they can just write you a fine because everyone's going to drink on the beach.
Of course they are. Yeah. Well, see, and this is where my like nanny state instincts kind of. I'm like, all right, well, fuck off. All right, people are also on the beach, and that's just a money grab for what we need rules. But really, what it is like we just need a better culture around this stuff because we just got to acknowledge the downsides, right? That's all I'm asking. Everybody's asking like, sports gambling is the greatest thing ever. It's about freedom. You're gonna get, and look at their ads, right? They're like, you're gonna get rich. You're showing free $15.
No, we'll give you $500 for $5.
$5, a $500 deposit. I'm like, once again, bro, like have you ever been to a casino? That shit doesn't get built based on winners. Like 99% of the people who walk out of there are fucking losers. The odds that it are you is almost 99%. So
Well, I think the gambling companies would be happier doing this because they do that little disclaimer, like, by the way, guys, if in case you have
but
a
that's
problem.
mostly bullshit, and a lot of it is because they're required by the state to put it in there, and then what the states do is they take part of these losses and they fund these gambling. But it's like you are the receipt. The rise in sports gambling addiction has created the need for these gambling addiction centers. So it's like just don't have it in the first place.
Well, the weirdest part about gambling addiction is that it's not even about winning or losing. Like I forget, I read
they
some
like
book,
when they lose. That's
That's
the
the
craziest
fucked up
part.
part.
They love it when they lose.
or it's more like the flow state of just being like, it's not the winning or losing.
Absolutely.
It's just going from thing to thing, and your brain's totally focused on something.
Again, I get it. I like it. I love to play baccarat.
See, I don't like to gamble.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
never.
man.
I'm just filled with anxiety the whole time when I
love
win.
games of chance. Poker is more actually. I think I could justify poker because I wouldn't even really call it gambling, although it is technically like kind of a game of chance. But there's a lot of strategy and math. Obviously, like the famous Rounders quote, it's like the same 10 people may end up at the finals for a reason. It's not a game of fucking chance. Whereas if you go to blackjack competitions or baccarat competitions, it's you get lucky. All right,
Yeah.
Like, that's how it works. I see the appeal of both, but there is something. This is where I'll flip the script, man. The magic of the cards, like when the baccarat thing.
That's
and
exactly
you're
what
just
it
like,
is.
You're like 9, 9, 9, 9. You're just sitting there. That moment, the anticipation.
and it's fun.
And when you hit it, oh my god,
it's so
Oh my
fun.
God,
Yeah, it's
so
unbelievable. Well, it's also
But I play like $15 tables in Charlestown, West Virginia, next to toothless Chinese women who are getting their Chinese ash on my. I prefer, honestly, I'd rather be around them. I love them. Shout out to the You always want to gamble with Chinese if you're playing baccarat. Chinese and Vietnamese, they know what's up.
That's a good idea. That's a good call.
And the less teeth they have, the more good at the game they are. They've
I
got
could see that.
patience. They have all these superstitions about dragons and colors. And
That's
stuff.
the thing,
Yeah.
though, man. Because I was like sitting there one time backstage at a comedy show, and they were like playing dice, like in the green room, as like they had this little box. And I was like, it is just people interacting with magic. People
No,
are
it is
attracted to
magic,
gambling.
yeah.
It's just
It's magic.
It's like a divine thing. You're like,
Yes,
oh,
and everybody. Craps is also definitely the most fun in the game in the casino. Although it is minus EV every single bet on the craps table. So, but when you play, the magic of it is it's a crowd's game because, and I love craps gurus, right? Like I was talking about the diabetic guy, and he's like, yeah, he threw it over here, threw it over here. It's like the first time he throws to the right, he's gonna roll 7, which means we all get fucked. So he's like, he about to roll that, take your bet off, and I was like, all right, got it. He was right, and I was like,
dude,
oh, shit.
my only
They
time
know
playing
something.
craps.
They know something.
My only time
Yeah.
playing craps, a guy was like, just do what I do. And I
Yeah.
was up $1,300 very quickly.
Holy shit!
Very quickly.
1,300.
Very quickly.
Whoa!
And I was
You're
just
playing
like,
higher stakes than I am, my man.
I think I was just drunk too. Just like, ugh, it's fine. And then I got cocky. I was like, I know what's going on. As soon as
Right,
I started doing my
boom,
own
gone.
bets,
Yeah.
I was back down to 600. I just picked it up. And I was like, thank you, sir. and just walked. I was like, I'm fucking
I mean,
out.
you left up. That's that's. A
I will
victory.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm ruthless at a casino. If I win $100, I'm
Yeah,
out.
good,
I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I just won $100.
But it could be 200.
That's to
And
me.
then
I'm
5.
like,
yeah,
I get so disgusted when I lose.
yeah.
The
I'm the
feeling
same
I
way.
get, I'm like, I think about just them just like taking like the time I spent into like work and life, especially when I was like just working a job where
Yes.
I was like, I could be like, oh, that was a day of my life.
Yes.
And I would just think of that just getting like sucked into a vault with just a huge
To
chamber
pay
of money.
for free drinks for these fat alcoholics who are like
It would kill me.
just sitting in the slot machine like.
No, it would fucking kill me. The worst part is I don't really gamble much anymore. But it was like when I first did it, I was in Vegas for my cousin's bachelor party, and he was like, do this, do that. And I won. The first 4 times I gambled, I won. Every
What
time.
game was it?
Blackjack. And I would just win. I'd win
Very
like,
high variance game though. That's the problem.
I
You
win,
get
like-
fucked so easily,
dude,
Yeah.
I'd win like $200. And I'd win 200. I'd just get
Yeah,
right
you
the
just
fuck
get
out.
it.
And I would
Yeah.
spend all my code was every dollar I won gambling, I'd spend it on everyone around me immediately.
Ah,
And
I
it
like that.
worked.
Yeah, you got to spread the love. You got to get the
You have
juju. You need the luck.
Just exactly. And then like I tipped the dealers heavily. And then like I like was like, I think I'm good at blackjack. And I instantly lost like $700 so fast, dude.
Oh yeah, the fat
Like 15 minutes, I was just
Oh yeah,
out.
because that's what they do. Because it's a high variance game, and they know they can wipe you out way before you're going to wipe them out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what they want to do is just deal all those hands per hour. And already blackjack, I think blackjack is a 51-49 game. I'm pretty sure, even with perfect base. Were you playing basic strategy like perfect?
No idea
All right,
what the
so
fuck
there
I
you
was
go.
doing.
There you
There was a
go.
guy, no idea.
Yeah.
And there'd be guys like, dude, you got to hit. And I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they get mad at you.
They get
Actually, yeah.
furious.
If you don't play basic basic strategy correctly, because if you fuck it up, you're gonna fuck the whole shoe up for the entire table, and so they get very upset.
They were very displeased with me, but I was like, bro, this is not my problem. We're not on a team. You're not sharing your money.
Gamblers
with me.
know this. This is Gen Pop shit. You're like, you got this Gen Pop shit.
I'd be like, dude, we're not on a fucking team. We're not splitting this money. This is my call. And
No, but it is a team, because if you fuck the math up, then he's gonna hit it. He's gonna get the wrong card because he's playing math and you're not, and so that's what screws. But Dana White
That's
has
his
a
problem,
theory.
man.
Yeah, Dana White is like, sometimes you got to go to war with the shoe, and you got to. He's like, you got to turn basic strategy on the shoe. I was like, I don't really think that's how math works, but I mean, he's super rich, so he doesn't care.
Yeah. I heard he likes to gamble.
Oh, he's
heavily.
Me and my friends who like to go to the casino, we will hype ourselves up with Dana White clips. Yeah. It's just like, because he has like a love of the game. Like he's like, I'm rich as hell. I can get on the jet and I can go anywhere else. If my kids are gone, I'm going to the casino.
Yeah.
He's just like, that's what I do. It's what I do.
It's just
for
scary.
fun.
Once you're that rich, you have to play with big sums to excite yourself.
He plays for millions. Like I think he said his dream is to play $1 million per hand on Baccarat. $1 million a hand. He said I think the highest he's gotten is like 300,000. To be fair, one of the reasons they probably won't let him, and that's one of the reasons I like Baccarat, is an actual 50-50 game.
That's what I thought. I thought
so
it was
the
like
house edge is like 0.05%. So you actually have you have like good odds, but like better than fucking blackjack.
For sure, yeah.
Any of these, especially crap. Craps is a shit show. It's the most fun game in the casino, but every single one of the games, like I said, is minus EV. You're almost certainly going to lose money, like whenever you play.
Damn.
Especially in the long enough timeline. So if you do win, like you just get out of there.
Get out,
Just be like, if you're up, like if you have 100 and you won 200, get the fuck out.
Balls
like
out, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Same with roulette. Do not play 000 roulette. That is the biggest scam in the entire casino.
What's 000?
So on roulette, if you could just bet black or red, the way that the house has its edge is in the old days, they had a green 0. So after a while, the casino execs were like, what if we had 2 zeros? We're like, maybe these idiots in Vegas will, and people are drunk and they're like, oh, there's only 2 zeros.
I don't even think about the zeros.
Bro, the math goes from like 49% or whatever to like the house edge goes from like 1 or 2% to like 7%. And then after a while, they couldn't add 3 zeros. So they added like whatever the casino, they added a third one. So they go 0, then 00, and then they have like the MGM logo on the wheel. So now the edge is like 11%.
I thought you were saying they added 1010 and then a third, but it was a 00.
No. So there's a 0, then there's a 00, and then there'll be like MGM or Caesars or
just
whatever.
A blank space.
You're just pissing your money away. Like people, there's the meme. It's like if you win, you're like put it all in black or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, well, check the zeros because if there's 000, you're fucked. All right. Like you have not good odds.
Dude, that's you know what I've done though with the poker or not poker. The last couple times I've been in a casino environment for like stand up or something. A lot of times they give you chips.
Really?
So something I've had
chips.
fun. They'll give you like a couple. Like
Just let me know the dates. I'll come with you. Yeah.
They'll give you like $100. They'll give you like $100.
Oh man, yeah.
You could break that down.
We could turn that. Yeah, we could turn it into 150. Yeah. We'll turn it into 150.
Dude, what I started doing is when they give me chips, I put it on. I go to roulette or blackjack.
Yeah.
I put it all on one hand, and if it wins, I give it to the dealer. So here you go.
I love that.
It's kind of a fun
very
thing.
nice.
And if I lose, I go, hey man, whatever.
Yeah.
Feels good.
That does, yeah. I mean, they make, dude, the people they have to deal with. Like, what a shitty job. Like, I'm sure they make a lot of money, at least some of them, but probably the good ones. But oh god, I can't imagine. You're dealing with the absolute like dregs of humanity.
Especially like at their worst, like fucking up and like being like,
I hate that too when people get mad at the dealers and they're like, it's your fault. Like, you're not,
I know that guy sucks.
I'm just like, dude, fuck you. But then you also don't really want to do anything because you're like, this guy's kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna be a whole white knight. Like, you put your hands on maybe, but like up until that, you're like, I'm just like, can we get security over here?
Yeah, dude, it's I've never got bit by the gambling bug, man.
That's good. That's a good
tried
thing.
to be a bookie for a while.
Whoa.
I tried, and it was just like,
yeah, but where were you getting your lines from?
It was like my friend knew another book. It was like a sub bookie thing where I was like sending them kind of just bets basically, but it was my job to like collect them all.
Really?
It was just my friends. It was just my friends, and then
but what about when they don't pay?
So here's what happened. They were like, I don't watch sports like that, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So they would just, if they lost, they would call they would just leave me voicemails all weekend, being like, put another one, and they just kept doubling down. And then eventually, like, some of my friends owed me money, and I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not taking your money for this. And I just like told the guy, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I just felt bad. Like, if you like sell something to somebody, that's like, yes, you gave me that, but to be like, yo, the Bears lost, you owe me $250. It just, I was like,
and you actually have to collect it too.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, East Coast sports gambling culture has always been there. I don't know. I mean, I grew up here. I don't remember thinking or hearing like other parents. I guess I grew up in a Bible Belt area, so they wouldn't be doing it. But I don't remember a lot of money changing hands on college football. But now these days, college football is actually even more where the action is.
I could see
because
that,
apparently it's like there's the mismatches or whatever. There's like underdogs, and you know, for somebody who hates gambling, I know way too much about gambling.
I had it's a love-hate relationship. That and weed too. You don't know a lot about weed. You don't know a lot about weed though.
I don't know a lot about the experience of weed, but
have you ever smoked weed?
I think I smoked weed when I was very drunk when I was in college once.
Okay,
and that's pretty much it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What'd you blaze?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's what, dude, you're at a party.
Blue Dream.
Somebody passes you, whatever. It probably was fake. It was probably like not even marijuana. It was like somebody's grass that he'd bought off of somebody else and got ripped off.
Well, dude, the K2 is big in prison. That's like the stuff you're talking about, Spice.
I know.
And that fucks people. I have friends that are like,
lose their minds.
Yes, dude.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think these guys, they'll do anything, like speedballs and shit. And I have friends that are like, bro, the K2 is fucked up.
Really?
You're in jail. You're in like the county jail, and you just blaze K2 and have like an absolutely satanic experience. He's like, dude, it's for real, like terrifying.
I think I saw some videos about that. For some reason, my YouTube feed has been pushing me a lot of prison content. You can go down a serious rabbit hole of prison tube. Shout out to Johnny Mitchell, by the way, the Connect. You should have him on your show. Actually,
what do you do?
He's a comedian. He's like 6'7", but he does this show called The Connect, where he interviews. When he went to jail as a weed dealer, and he interviews like other people who were drug dealers, and then also talks about their prison experience. So I actually did a show. He actually likes politics. That's why we talked a little bit. But some of his content is really good,
dude. It's the best.
He interviews like high level drug kingpins.
Yeah,
and he'll be like, tell me about the story, but then also like, what was it like to be in federal prison or whatever.
Yeah.
What a nightmare. Honestly,
dude, I just finished a book about an LSD dealer who got caught in the early 90s. So he got sentenced for like 20 years. Whoa. He never even got caught with acid. It was just he was doing Western
conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Got a conspiracy charge, 20 years. And it was he was in jail during the race riot, like the crack laws.
Sure.
And he had a altercation with a lieutenant, like one of the guards, and he was a white guy. And when the crack riots happened, it was just black inmates having riots or doing riots, and the lieutenant was like, he incited the riot,
really?
Sent him to fucking Marion, which is like a super max, and he had to do I think 3 years in Marion. Before he ended up only doing 5 years out of the 20 years.
Right.
But
Well, I think everyone likes prison content because it's like, what would I do?
Exactly.
I thought about that too. I'm like, well, I'm not white, not black, not Hispanic, and everything's
You're
racial
another.
in
You'd be
prison.
another. You're another. That's what it's called.
But how many others are there?
Not a lot.
The other
bro.
Indians in prison are going to be like doctors for Medicare fraud. You know, they're like, hello, doc. You know, like,
I think it's called others. I think you're taking. It's just like Inuit, Indian,
Inuit.
Yeah, it's like
actually they're probably pretty good, right? They can fight.
Exactly, pretty jacked.
They're good with
numbers.
blades.
Your numbers are not great.
No, it's not good.
So I think it's like I got so deep into prison shit, but it's like
So then what would your strategy be? My strategy would be getting my parents to put money on my books, right? And then we pay the others for protection.
That's the big thing you can do.
Okay.
My plan was always to pay the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh,
so you can pay the Muslim Brotherhood to protect. But then it's like, it is like racial in
But
prison.
I could fake it and I could just grow my beard and say that I was Muslim, right?
Yeah, and you can get
you
can get the Muslim diet too.
Oh,
you'd have to answer
the
a few
halal
questions.
food. The halal food is better.
Yeah, people do the kosher diet. That's a big thing.
Really?
If you can prove like you're Jewish, and you're allowed to switch your religion every like 6 months or so to get a different diet. I swear to God.
I read that Ramzi Youssef, who was the World Trade Center bomber, the '93 bomber. He apparently stayed in his cell for like 10 years straight. Whenever, because he refused to do a strip search because he said it violated his religion. But then apparently he was like, okay, I'm now converted to Christianity.
What?
But apparently the warden and all of them don't believe him. So it's set up for, I don't really know what's going on, but I think he has started to he's finally left his cell after 13 years.
He's a Christian now.
Well, he claims he's Christian.
Are they going to scope out his butthole or like, he's like, all right, I'm ready.
Well, I think you have to do that thing where with the squat and cough or whatever.
Yeah.
He refused to do it. He was like, I won't do it. So he literally, he did not leave his cell in Supermax in ADX Florence or whatever for like 13 years. Like it was totally crazy.
And after 13 years, he's like,
I think broke. I mean, it's understandable. It's like you spent 13 years. You literally you have never left. And you're like, okay,
that's so impressive. Yeah. I would have made 13 minutes, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna show this guy my asshole and get it over with.
You know, they say they sleep a lot. That was the interesting thing.
Yep, that's a big one.
You can train yourself to sleep 12 hours a day, but it's like, what do you do all day? You know, even when you're awake, like that just sounds.
You work out, sleep a lot, and
in your
try to-
cell.
Yeah, just right. Yeah, and it's the guy in the book I read about the LSD dealer, Joel Blazer. He was saying like he got schooled on like masturbation techniques.
Whoa.
Yeah, like just nothing
Yeah.
hands on. He said he never was a punk. That was his term.
A punk.
But he was like going into it how like you like use a sock and you flip it inside out so you're hitting like more of the soft area. And then at the very end, he said you'd apply force to the under part of your head. And he's like, and it's so funny him writing. It's like my orgasms were intense and powerful, and it's like, damn.
Yes. Yeah.
But
I mean, that's all he's got. Did you watch the show Escape at Dannemora? It's on Netflix. It's really good. It was created by Ben Stiller, and it's Benicio. It's Benicio, and then the guy from There Will Be Blood, the guy who's the twins. Anyway, Paul Dano. That's his name. Paul Dano. And so those two are inmates who like basically sweet talk this woman, this like obese prison worker, and then they both start a relationship with her, and they get her to smuggle in tools, and then they literally tunnel out of the prison. It's a real life story. It happened in 2015. So I watched the show. It was a fantastic, really good acting. And then I went and read the real story. Dude, it was wild. Like it's a high. They're both in there for murder. Like one guy literally murdered a police officer. The other guy like butchered and kidnapped an old man for money. These are like no shit killers.
Yeah,
locked up in this high security prison in I think it was in North New York, like upstate
like
New York.
The Adirondacks. Yeah, up there.
Yeah, it was in the Adirondacks. Yeah, and so they were up there, and they were able to get her to smuggle in like hacksaw blades. They cut their way out of their cells, were able to make their way like through the pipes and everything, use a sledgehammer, hammer through multiple walls, and then cut a hole in a drain pipe or whatever, crawl through the pipe, come up out on the other side, crawl through a manhole, and they were on the run for like 23 days. One guy almost made it to Canada. They shot him like 10 miles from the Canadian border. Yeah, one guy was killed. The other guy, sorry, spoiler alert.
What year was this?
2015. It wasn't that long. Yeah, dude, it was like
they shot him at the. Well, I guess if he's that high profile.
Well, they were. A trooper was like, "Hey, who are you?" And he just like took off running. And the other guy apparently was like a drunk. And they would find like hunting cabins, and he would just be like, "All right," and just grabbing whiskey. He was just
like a bear. He was like a bear.
He was like a bear. That's a good way of putting it.
He's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He was just walking around.
Yeah. So that the other guy left him. He was like, "Fuck this dude." He's like turned into a drunk. He's never gonna make it. And then
he's not gonna make anything of himself.
And so then he got killed, and then the other guy actually almost made it to Canada.
Damn.
And, yeah, I know. He almost. The weird part of the show is it's structured really well. The first like 6 episodes, you're really rooting for the prisoners, and then before you get to the last episode, they do a flashback that shows what they did, and you're like, wait, fuck these guys. Like, this is terrible. Because you don't know what they're in there for. You know they're in prison, but then they're like, oh, he literally murdered a cop. And then the other guy, like, kidnapped this man and tried to extort money from him and fucking, like, butchered him and cut him up into little pieces. You're like, dude,
his parlays didn't work.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, we gotta get this guy out of here. I'm like, this is not good.
Yo, guys, welcome to the advertisement portion of the podcast. I'm on my motherfucking Assassin's Creed shit right now. You guys can't even see me. I was doing this earlier to ensure audio quality because I'd fucked up the audio of the ads because I was recording through my laptop like a dumbass. Now I kind of like the look now that I got my phone out. All right, guys, here, big thing, and I try to add some tranquil music to the ads because it's kind of jarring. You're just listening to a podcast. You give your brain over to the podcast, and out of nowhere, it's like, hey, listen up, we got enough. And it's like, fuck, man. Fuck, how about a heads up? So what we're doing, we're going to add a little gentle music. You can kind of get in the zone. You can chill. You can kind of use this time to kind of drift off, whatever you want to do. But we are going to do the advertisements. And I got to say, here's my number one advertisement right now. I fucked up and I'm doing shows. Well, hear me out here. I failed to promote my shows in the Irvine Improv, SoCal. I'm so fucking SoCal. I forgot to do the ads or make a flyer for the Irvine show. Oops, my bad. It's next weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th. 2 days, 4 shows. Come out to motherfucking Irvine Improv. And I'll be honest, I'm not just saying this because I'm doing a show. I love Irvine. Irvine was the first place I went to in California. And I was telling someone recently, I'm like, I fucking love Irvine. And they lived in LA. And like, are you kidding? Are you trying to be funny? I'm like, no, why? And apparently everyone from LA just snubs Irvine. Like, I would never. Fuck you guys, dude. Irvine rules. LA's fucking bullshit. Irvine, we're talking
Laguna Beach. We're talking motherfucking Newport Beach, conservative ass stronghold down there in SoCal, dude. Shit. Come out. I love Irvine. It's literally the first place I went to in California. I'm very excited to go there. I'm going to bring my whole motherfucking family. We're all going to do Thanksgiving out there. It's going to be sick. So Irvine Improv, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th. Let's go. Let's show these LA fucking pussies, dude, who's really fucking SoCal. They're not fucking SoCal. They're north of Irvine, bruh. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Take a moment to say thank you to someone in your life, including your therapist if that's someone you'd like to shout out. If you have multiple reads this month, perhaps highlight someone different each time. Well, let's see. Last week I highlighted my mommy. I'm thankful for my mommy. I was going to do my daddy this week. I'm very thankful for my daddy, but you know what? Know who I'm going to thank this week? Our almighty creator, guys. How awesome is God? Come on now. How awesome is the fact that you can call it the Big Bang, whatever you want to call it. The universe was created out of an infinitesimal, however you say that, a teeny tiny, incomprehensibly small void, nothingness. And the universe has exploded out of nothingness, and that nothingness is the substratum of all that exists today, and it still exists in the universe. And that's basically God. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. Guys, this month is all about gratitude, and along with the person, the cosmic deity I just shouted out, there's another person we don't get to thank enough, ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we are trying our best to make sense of everything, and in this crazy world, that isn't easy. Here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. And that this is the time for a personal endorsement. That's what they're asking for. Yeah, I think, therapy is good. You gotta do something, man. You gotta get outside of your ego. That's the thing that's keeping you in, your egoic struggles of just, I want more, I'm not enough, blah, blah, fucking blah. And therapy is one conduit to escape yourself and to try to forge a better life, or you can just become one with your creator. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist at any time for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. That's right. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Guys, PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineup stays in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half for whatever reason and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. Sign up today to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. What? It's guaranteed. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? It's a pretty good guess. Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs? Oh man, cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. What's better than you and your crew, dude, just cooking up hot takes and running your game on PrizePicks? Download the PrizePicks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the PrizePicks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. They don't deliver it to your window or just kick it onto your lawn. Guess where they bring it? To your door. It's amazing. Guys, it's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco free. Lucy isn't like every other nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco. They're like the mom and pop shop of pouches. Have you ever heard about Breakers? They are the nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. In case you're thirsty, break a pouch. If you know your pouches, you know that the nicotine doesn't hit in immediately, and neither does the flavor. The geniuses at Lucy came up with a brilliant way to fix both those problems. They put a mini liquid capsule inside each Breakers pouch. And I haven't tried the Breakers pouch, but I'll be honest,
Josh Cabaza, one of our producers. He's honestly, Josh is one of my favorite people. He is the absolute fucking man, by the way. Josh he tried a breaker pouch on this very episode, like while he was recording it. And Sagar gave him one. He had one as well. And Josh was like raving about it. I forgot all about it. He's like, dude, that shit was fucking awesome, by the way. He liked it. So I can't give you a personal endorsement. I haven't tried it, but Josh has tried it and I trust his word. And he loved the Liquid Surprise. Let me tell you guys, he said it perked him right up. Guys, let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. The Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. And every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yes. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportion awaits. They gotta fire the guy who wrote that fucking piece of shit paragraph. Guys, but guess what doesn't suck? Look how fucking blue that is. What is this? Voltage? Look at this. Look at that shit, dude. You can put this in a Windex bottle and go, it's like, no, I'm just drinking Voltage, everybody. Don't you squirt it right in your mouth. You look at this motherfucker's crazy. You go, maybe I fucking am. Let's get off our ass together, brother, and hang on the perfect mountain. A day where epic proportion awaits. That's what I like. That's the kind of fun times I like to have with my friends, guys. When we all drink our Voltage and our Baja Blast, you know what game we play? You know what fun and competitive social activity we engage in that I'd like to talk to you guys about? Let me tell you guys, man. Look, when we drink regular Mountain Dew, I told you already, we wrestle. When we drink the fucking blue ass, look how fucking blue this shit is. When we drink this, oh my God, dude, we play a secret game. Me and my friends, we play a secret game in which, how do I say, we all take our turn doing something fun. And the last person to, dare I say, arrive at the party has to chug the Voltage full of, you know what the fuck I'm saying. You guys don't even know what's going on there. Voltage Mountain Dew. What the hell is sorry guys, I blacked out. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Guys, the mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends. Grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold and do the do.
Yeah, the prison culture shit is like fascinating, man.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I've never went,
go.
but I kind of was like, damn, I kind of wish like
How much weight were you moving then when you were selling marijuana?
decent amount, like
pounds?
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
So
Like,
you could have gone.
I could have went to jail. In Philly, it was
Yeah.
like you could have 5 pounds and you could like get locked up, but you wouldn't do like a sentence at
Okay.
a certain point. But that's what I've heard. But like before though, like in the 2000s, it started getting more lax. By the end of it, nobody was going to jail for weed. Even like the cops would find a half pound of weed on you and just be like, Jesus Christ, and just take it and make the fuck out of here.
How does it all work though? Like in terms, not the cost. So were you selling to other dealers because you had enough?
Yeah, eventually it was like I would
Right.
do both. You would get like the way it would work is you'd have to like. I remember I like saved all my money so hard, and then I eventually saved up $1,600, and I bought a half pound, and then I
Okay.
got to like actually make money off of
Yeah.
it. And then eventually I started. You just get it fronted to you. You like find somebody, and they would front me like 30 pounds of weed.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing I read from Johnny's podcast. Is like there's a lot of consignment, in the drug business,
And then double consignment. I would get something fronted and double consign it to other people, and then you have to kind
But
of.
what
Like,
if he doesn't pay you, and then you got to pay the guy?
you tell them, hey man, I'm falling on tough times.
Did you,
That's the thing. It's like you're never supposed to meet that person, like the top level person, because they want to keep like an air of like, because they're gonna tell the guy like, yo, tell him I'm fucking murderer. But I met the guy.
Really?
It was, it wasn't.
Were you ever physically threatened? Did you ever see weapons?
I got robbed at gunpoint. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What was that like? What happened?
It was surreal. It was like I got threatened with a club one time. That was embarrassing. I gave in to the club just outside. This guy was like, I want to fucking hit you with this. And I was like, all
Like
right,
what
dude.
kind of club? Like a handmade
Like
club?
a wooden, just a fucking like a 1920s police officer baton, dude. He was like, but I was in West Philly, like trying to buy
you
Percocets.
did the right thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and there was like 7 guys around me, and I was like, seriously, guys, where are my Percocets? And they were like, dude, we'll fucking bash your brains in. And I was like, all right, you guys can keep the $200. You win. You win this round. But yeah, it was that. And then I had a guy one time, he got robbed and blamed it on me. I think he just took my money, but he came out, like we were in an apartment. He was like, something's got to, he like cocked a gun and walked towards me. And I was like, oh shit. That time it was just like, everything just goes super slow. I remember just being like very slow, terrified too. People were like, dude, if someone pulled a gun on me, I'd fight. It's like, I was frozen, totally frozen.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
fight or flight. Yeah, it's
exactly.
totally
Second time,
you got robbed twice.
Oh, well, that time I got like, I like paid this guy money to go get something and bring it to him. And he's like, I got robbed after you gave me the money. And I was like, bro, it's fine. I was like, it's all good, man. He's like, nah, man, this is fucked up. And he just fucking like cocked a gun and like walked. Cause he was like, did you do it? And I was like, how the fuck what are you talking about?
Oh, like you
did I
would
set him up?
Set him up. Right,
but I was like, why would I do that?
Oh man.
Whatever. Wow. But that was the whole thing. And then the second time I was in an apartment and it was like someone had owed me a bunch of money and I was bringing them more stuff. So I had like the money they owed me and like about 4 pounds of weed. And he was like, going to give it to some other guy. And then this just dude comes up in a ski mask with the kid who was like supposedly his customer. And the kid set it all up. But that one I was like, I remember everything slowed down again, but I was able to read their faces. And the kid I knew was very much afraid. And the other kid, I was like, he's pretending to be afraid. And then once the guy with the ski mask left with all the money and stuff, I was like, you did that.
Did you beat him up?
I started choking him. Good. Pretty badly. And then the kid I knew was like, stop. Because I was in like a blind rage. I was, you're almost just, you have like a gun in your face. You're terrified.
That's horrifying.
And I was just fucking just holding this kid's neck. Like, I know you fucking did that. And the kid's like, stop. And like, thank God I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think I wasn't like violent like that though. I was never. That was the only time. It was like almost all my money.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was pretty.
How did you
up.
get out of this? What got you out of it?
This podcast.
Really?
This podcast. I wasn't on Percocets. I was selling them. I never.
Oh,
I
you were
was
selling Percocets.
I'm not a vice. I was never really like a vice-ridden man. Porn, obviously.
So you were
my
a true
downfall.
You were a true leech on society.
I was. Absolutely. Yeah, I had no.
You honestly should have gone to prison. I'm not going to lie. I think you owe 3 years of your life to the state.
I think I should actually. But now I do service through high-paid podcasts.
True. Yeah, that's right. You're doing a service.
But I do. I honestly. It's not like a sexy tale because usually you have the redemptive arc of like then I got caught. But I was pretty principled. Like I remember like I was like pills are evil. I didn't know anything about them. I'm like, oh, these are very addictive. Coke, I was like, this stuff's no good either. But weed, there was a thing where it was like, this is good for people. Because I was smoking so much of it. I was like, weed is good for people. I was like, people need weed. It's good for you. I thought it was good for me. You know, I was obviously killing it in life. Just like fighting people for Percocets.
People need to be more like you. You know? Like if you smoke weed, you can also end up in West Philadelphia with a club in your face. That's what marijuana will get
That was
you.
for pills.
Okay.
That was for pills.
But you were high at the
was
time.
chill.
You were high.
I was high forever.
There you go.
I remember I tried to start a policy where with every customer I would smoke a blunt with them, and I ended up smoking like 9 blunts, and it was just.
How do you even function?
I didn't. I wasn't functioning.
Oh, so do you still smoke a lot? You said no.
No.
Right? Okay,
now it's like very. I honestly try to. There was a big impulsive element of it, but now I've been trying to do it where I've tried to do this for years. Where like I almost like incorporate it into a meditation practice. But then you get into it, you're like, well, why do I even need that if I meditate? You know. So that was kind of like, well, so now it's like special occasions.
How much better did your sleep get?
So much better. That's the thing with weed. You can even say like, well, I'm sleeping better, but your REM sleep is trashed.
Yes, thank you.
That's
what I was
true.
about to bring up. I was
it's
like,
totally true.
There's a lot of people. There's a big psyop by the weed guys who are like, oh, if you smoke a bowl right before bed, and it's like actually you're nuking your REM sleep. It's like people. You know when you get on an airplane and people are like, just gonna have a glass of wine just to go to bed. And I'm like, actually, you're
not sleeping.
way shittier sleep. Yeah, it's like you're actually not sleeping at all.
Dude, nobody wants to hear this.
Semi-conscious, but
nobody wants to hear this. I tell people all the time. It's like, and the weed does fuck up your REM sleep. It's like,
no,
you
it's
don't
empirical.
dream. You don't dream. You don't dream. And everyone knows when I stop smoking weed, I have crazy dreams. Like that's because your REM rebounding.
Interesting.
Same as alcohol. Oh, dude, it's like I was completely like when I was younger. Also, I was making a living off it. I'm like, weed is awesome. This stuff rules. Everybody needs this stuff. Everyone needs to be selling this stuff under me. That's what happens with heroin, though. Heroin, if you're using heroin, you try to convince people to do heroin because you want to start selling it to them, so then you don't have to pay. It's very, very evil. And you're like want to inject them too. Yeah, I remember someone explained that to me, and I was like, someone offered for me to sell heroin. I said no. I said no, thank you, sir.
That's evil. I mean,
heroin's evil. The pills were evil, but no one knew what the fuck they were.
Yeah,
I came out of it. I got a.
Is Percocet the same as oxycodone?
Oxycodone, yes. Percocet is oxycodone mixed with acetaminophen, Tylenol, basically.
Okay.
So oxycodone and OxyContin and Percocet are the same thing.
Is it the same strength? Is that
No?
what was the whole like pill thing in the 2000s then?
So
that was OxyContin, right? Or OxyContin?
It was all of them.
Okay,
It was
all right.
Percocets. There's a bunch of them. It's Vicodin. Was a big one.
that's right,
Vicodin
yeah,
was hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone. That's right.
That's
right.
Vicodin.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Vicodins were less desirable. If you had Vicodins, people would be like, fine.
Right.
But Percocets, people wanted them. And then the Oxys came out, which was
Yes.
just like a 5 milligram Percocet, 10 whatever it was. Oxy would have been like 40.
Yeah,
But
it was like 80, right?
it went up to
I read a book about it, and I remember I watched some documentary about the Sackler family. That shit is evil, man.
Dude,
in
it
terms
was.
of the cash programs and those pill mills, and they had total knowledge.
Dude.
That's really what led to the heroin spike, all the black tar heroin
Big time,
and everything.
dude. And
Because
it
these
wasn't-
people had no idea what
Dude,
they were
it wasn't.
taking.
It wasn't just the Sacklers. It was
Yeah.
every doctor in the country.
Absolutely.
Dude, I got
Yeah.
like I would give a sore throat like from my college campus, and they do on Percocets, and I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
But when I was like 19 or 18, and I got my wisdom teeth out, and my friend was like, bro, I will pay you. He's like, you'll get if you get pills, I'll buy them off you. And I'm like, whoa. So I'll give you $200. I'm like, what? I was like, for sure.
Yes.
I hate medicine. You can
Yeah.
have my medicine. And dude, and it was like I remember coming out in like of my wisdom teeth in a haze, but remembering like I asked them, I was like, what am I gonna get? And they were like, oh, we're just gonna give you like ibuprofen. I was like, I'm a real baby with pain. Is there anything else I can have? And they're like, yeah, we'll give you like I think it was like Percocets or
That's
hydrocodone.
insane.
And they just gave me a full vial, and
That's horrible.
that was the whole thing that set the whole thing off, because I made $200 off of it. And then
Right.
once I went to college, I was like, I got to find more of those things. And my friend was like, yo, these things are awesome. So I didn't do them.
Interesting.
And then I
Yeah.
watched firsthand there was like this apartment complex. Because at a certain time I ended up finding like, I would get like 2,500 Vicodin at a time.
Whoa.
And I remember my friend would bring them into this like apartment complex, and they all get distributed throughout there. And I watched this whole like little ecosystem of people like degenerate.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, and I'm like 19, 20 at the
Right.
time. And I was like, this is fucking bad.
No, it's bad.
So
Yeah, the pills, man. That
I
is
should go to
really
jail,
scary.
dude. I'm such a piece of shit.
You just got to give back to society.
I do
man.
though.
All right.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm
Okay,
all
good.
service now. I'm all service.
All right.
I'm
As long as-
I'm wildly overpaid, but I'm a wildly overpaid servant. That's all, dude. For real though, the thing is like, this is why I like I've been researching the world religions a lot. There's a really good book called The World's Religions by Houston Smith, and he goes into like the connective tissue between like Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, everything else, Islam, and I do like growing up in a Christian like environment. It was they don't sell it very well to young people. It's like, this sucks. It's like it's just a bunch of shit you got to take on face value. I started researching Hinduism when I was like. I mean, it's a classic stoner move to just be like so high and be like, oh, dude.
There's nothing more annoying than white guys who are into Hinduism.
I know.
Then George Harrison wannabes. Just like, fuck off. Bro. In India, they literally laugh at you. They're like, yeah, we'll take your money, but
I know.
Sure. Yeah.
But it is a beautiful religion.
Yes, it's
It's
a
a
good one.
very, and it was like for me, it gave me a concept of God from researching it from that angle. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Good. Yeah, that's great.
But I like their relationship with pleasure from what I've read is like, it's not as, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not as like forbidden. It's like, yeah, if you want pleasure, go get it till you're tired of it. Or is it?
Kind of. Well, it's hard to say, man, because, even calling Hinduism a religion, obviously it is a religion, but it is intrinsic to the land of India. And I'm really convinced of that. As in, like, the practice of Hinduism, like, you don't go on Sunday. You just have temples everywhere. People stop on their way and off from work, like at the end of the day for special occasions, for little stuff, like you'll go and you'll ask a blessing. It's not in the Abrahamic faiths require like rigid practice, and this is much more like a part of daily life. So the religion itself doesn't like say yes or no or whatever about, I don't know, pleasure, hard work, etc. It doesn't like prescribe rules, but the Indian culture definitely also plays like a huge part of it. So I'm not really convinced. That's why I think
see what you're saying.
Buddhism is a religion. I think that actually is a religion, and that's one
Yeah.
that can transpose into Western society or whatever. But Hinduism, like you really got to be in India if you want to be
That makes
like,
sense.
a real Hindu, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least practice it in the way that it's meant to be practiced. You can try, obviously, and everybody can do their own thing. But there's a huge amount of people who are Hindus who are atheists. They don't even believe like in God.
It's more, you're saying it's more
Yeah.
of a cultural
It's
kind of
it's part of
practice.
the Indian culture. Like like when you're there, it just makes sense. Like that's how people practice their lives. Like each village has its own deity. The way that there's a certain type of blessing, or they call it a puja, which is a ceremony, which is the type of puja that you would do for this milestone in your life or whatever. Whereas like Abrahamic faiths is like on Sunday or on Friday we pray.
Yeah.
We pray 5 times a day, and we do it at this time, and the the whatever, the chant of the prayer, and with the meat that we eat is like this, where even amongst Hindus, like 40% of Hindus are vegetarian, but 60% are not. So there's no yes and no on life or on how to live. Like it's just very much part of the culture over 8,000, 9,000 years.
Yeah, that is it is such a funny stoner move though, to be like, dude, I think I'm used to mushrooms
and
You're
yoga.
Like, dude,
it's like girls who are into yoga. It's like, shut the fuck. They're like, my shavasana. We're like, oh
yeah,
God.
that is tough when they start you start like 4 Sanskrit words and you're like, Sukha.
Yes. Or the Om tattoos. You're just like,
yes,
spare me, man.
I will say though, if from like just like a
isn't that a Hindu? Isn't that the Hindu deity? It kind of looks like it. What do you got going on over there?
This might be Shiva.
That's Sanskrit. That's Sanskrit down there. I can't read it. Yeah.
Oh, this? No, this is English.
Oh,
dude, this was a shirt I designed and tried to sell as merch, and it's a very low seller.
Shocker.
Yeah, dude, I do think though there's something religiously. Let's just say in the United States, it's like Christianity it's cool. It's getting a resurgence.
No, I don't think so. Statistically, no.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's just the internet memes. I
think you're thinking of trad wife.
I'm thinking of trad wife.
If you take a look at the stats, Christianity is never. I mean, not Christianity, religion. We have never lived in a more secular country.
Yeah.
Honestly, even coming back here is shocking. Like to Texas in the modern. I mean, I literally grew up here. This was a deep Bible Belt state. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And to watch it become like cosmopolitan is weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Even when I go back to College Station, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't feel the same. I don't live there anymore. So it's kind of different, but it doesn't just feel the way that it did back then. And in general, stats wise, the evangelism, Catholicism, all practicing religions, and the rise of people who just call themselves spiritual or whatever, has never been higher.
Right.
And that's really, I mean, the right wing trad people are the ones who blame that for where we are. But honestly, kind of to make it political, I think that's why Trump is the first like real secular president. Like everybody knows, like
he
Trump
loves the
is
Bible.
not
What are you talking
religious.
about, dude? He loves the Bible.
But it's like, he loves it so much that he sells a copy. But 30% of the people who voted for Trump are literally pro-choice, like over 30%. That's crazy, right? If you think about it in terms of the abortion election and all of that. So the mass secularization of America has made being conservative, like just though the Texas I grew up in, George W. Bush was literally my governor. Yeah. That type of conservatism, it's fucking gone, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
totally
for sure. I think they're, well, to bring back to my main point, I do think like there's a lot of people who have left organized religion who are going towards kind of spiritualism, but no, everyone has I think now it's like everyone has a very strained relationship. If people are trying to like practice some form of like God in their life, I do feel like researching other religions helps people kind of like conceptualize it, because you're like, I'm not going to do this, but you can read that and like, that kind of makes sense if you look at it like a giant consciousness.
And then
universe.
even then, I mean, I could defend.
What are your stances on that?
What, religion?
Yeah, religion, God, like believing in God.
I'm not religious at all. I mean, I grew up around here, so I still have a very like side-eye view of a lot of the Bible Belt stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for people now that I've been removed from it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
There's it's like the South Park episode about Mormonism, where like, look, this is some batshit crazy stuff, but the truth is like they're living a better life than you.
Yeah.
You're like I mean, so it's like maybe we're the crazy ones, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones who believe in Planet Kolob or whatever, but they have 9 children. They're really happy. They help each other. The Mormon Church has no debt. They make sure that you get very cheap education at BYU's. If you stay in the faith, they take care of you. They take care of each other. I grew up around a lot of Mormons. They're some of the happiest people I know. They have like multiple children. They settled well. They seem like they're doing like really well in life, and they get to they have a big community aspect where you always have just dozens of people who share your values, who are around, who if you're out of town, somebody can come watch your pets, or if you need help with your kids or whatever. So like they're the winners in life, man. Like that's what people need to take away.
That's my question is like that's what I've been trying to like read about and like think about a lot is like what is the grounding force for like people's lives, and if it if it dissipates into like if there is no, that's like what religion has been forever. And now people are like the antidepressants, like all that people are now like you have to like back up the molecules in your brain because you're sad because your worldview is
Absolutely.
inherently kind of bleak.
Very, very well said. And also, I mean, like wokeism, quote unquote, is a religion. Any sort, or being anti-woke is also a religion.
It is, yeah.
Politics is a religion.
For
so
sure.
religion will find a way in its life, whether you find religion or not. The thing is about it is what I, would advocate for is that I think, especially in big cities and like in elite circles, there's a real sneering at religion, but they don't look at it in the way that I just said, where it's doing quite a lot of good for people who are in the faith and the community. So for me, I'm just like, look, do whatever you want to do. And actually, having lived all my entire adult life in mass secular America, we have a lot of problems, right? Like the gathering place of the secular American is the bar. It shouldn't be. That's weird, actually. Like waiting until you're in your mid-30s to even try to start having children, and then by that time, like, I don't know. I just think
they
there's
should
a lot
be turning
of
it into
choices
Christ's blood. They should be turning it into Christ's blood.
It's just, there's just choices that you make that make it all about you. And one of the things that are really important about religion is like, actually, no, it's not about you. It's about other people. And so by doing that and by choosing the secular elite path, you are literally pursuing something that is just all about you. It's about the pursuit of your own pleasure, about your own money, about all of this. But it will strip away any of the great things in life that will genuinely make you happy. So if you're not religious, then you have to actually consciously seek that out. And I'm telling you about this. You have children now, right? Like it's probably harder to connect and find like groups of other parents. Whereas if you grew up in Texas in the 90s and you went to church, that's dusted, bro.
You're
like
done. You're
it's
done.
Day one. It's sold.
Yeah.
Like someone will be at your house when your wife gives birth. They will have food waiting in your house.
Yeah.
And all that. But if you don't have that type of community, that's really hard.
You're
And
stuck.
the number of people, actually, there's a really interesting like American Family Studies study that shows that the number of friends, particularly among men, the number of like male friends that people have has an all-time low. I think the record number is actually in the 0 to 1 category of people who consider themselves like close friends. And so if you think about it, like in that community aspect, people are lonelier than ever. They're having difficulty really finding a mate. They're really having problems in terms of fostering close friendships. So they're doing what? Betting parlays on gambling in order to, they just want to feel something. So
Stimulate the brain.
They're stimulating the brain.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is sad. That's my problem is like there needs to be some sort of cohesive organizing force, and most of them are negative. Where it's like again, it's like fucking Proud Boys, all that. You get like the things are, and it's not even like a lot of it I think does come down to the media because it's like it's like you don't have to take your worldview or your life prescriptive path to the media, but it's like they are experts, they are this, and it is looked upon as like this is an authoritative source of information.
Yeah.
And it's just mean. Like everything you see is just like, this guy is such a loser. Let me tell you about this guy. And it's on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's bad for people mentally. Like,
well,
a lot.
definitely, but I will give that's a bit cope also because people blame the media and it's like, look, that's what people want. Like at a certain point, like
Sure.
it's true. I could be so much more successful, wealthy, and famous if I just did that. I actually am actively giving up.
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
that.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's
no,
like,
I know, but that's a choice that I'm making. But the truth is that is what most people want. Most people want to fulfill their base instincts. They want to have that, that dopamine rush of saying, yeah. I mean, honestly, Shane's bit about the Fox News dad. I mean, I actually, the first time I met him, I was like, that really is like probably one of the most important bits you've ever done because it's deeply true.
it's in the vernacular now. People will say, I have a Fox News
I have
dad.
a Fox.
Yeah.
It is a deeply true, like, it's a bit, it's a comedy bit, but that is like an archetype and something that really does exist, like in American society.
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
true.
And it's I would flip it and say there are also MSNBC moms out there,
Big
right,
time.
who are just as bad on wine moms and all that. But it is a cancer on American society. But honestly, that's what they want. Like I was talking with Lex yesterday, and I brought up one of my favorite media quotes, and it's from a book called The Loudest Voice in the Room, and it's a biography of Roger Ailes, who was the chairman of Fox News and the creator. And he said, people want to be informed. People don't want to be informed. They want to feel informed. And I think that is like the most deeply true thing about media that I've ever read.
Yeah, no, that's true. I guess what I'm saying is like, it's just bad. It's bad because it's like you were saying. There's a financial incentive to be like a major dickhead.
Yes.
Which when I first saw reality TV, I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is creating a pathway.
Right, but it's
being
good.
just a absolute. It's so
yeah,
bad.
it's so good.
It's
though.
so
Yeah,
bad.
no, it's bad for America.
If
but
you were
it's fun to
smoking weed
watch.
back then, you would have been like, "What the fuck, dude? This is so fucked up." I remember I was just high watching reality TV. Like this is modeling a type of behavior that also pays off genuinely,
Narcissism,
which
yeah.
taps into people's own like biological drives. And I was like, "This is not good because that's what's being modeled. That's what's you're pushed unconsciously to do. And like you were saying, like, dude, if you wanted to like really double down, any of us can do it.
Oh, it's
hang a couple American flags back here and be like, let me tell you something, motherfucking.
I get so annoyed and be like, you're a grifter or whatever. I'm like, bitch, I could make way more money.
I could grift. Yeah,
if I wanted to grift, I would grift you bitch. Oh, yeah. Be like, if I just sat there and be like, look at these liberal tears that are flowing from their faces.
I'm telling you, all the channels, you put an American flag behind you, you sell your merch hat, and it's just
especially for me, brown guy, be like, brown guy loves Trump and all this.
I know, dude.
So bored. The problem is that I get bored, man. I find those people so utterly boring that I have no interest in even talking to them.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's humiliating.
But you could make a lot of money.
A shit ton of money.
Especially if you're a black guy is the top of the market value. If you're a black guy with a red hat, let me tell you something. Right. It's like
you'll be famous overnight. MAGA memas will be sending you $5 a month and being like, "Have you seen this nice young man?" yeah.
But yeah, I do hope we can like somehow move to something that animates people other than like. Do you think people will ever be animated other than their base instincts by the masses, or do you think there will be like an actual like
Gen Pop? No, Gen Pop will always be the same.
Always be.
Yeah, look, America, society, these rise of mass media has always looked exactly the same. Like people think it's worse now than it ever was. Total bullshit. If you go back and you look at the yellow journalism era, like it was insane. People were slamming each other, and I mean, imagine this: America's news in the 1800s was literally political. Like when you would read the news, you would read the Kentucky Democrat, or you would read like the Kansas City Republican. Like your literal newspaper was the party that you supported. And one of the ways that people would get interested and instigate politics is socialists and others would be like, we're starting a socialist newspaper because the news itself was a political vector.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was totally bought into like, dude, it's never been this bad.
No, absolutely not. It's bullshit. So like the thing is that in the old days, the rise of yellow journalism, of the penny papers, people like William Randolph Hearst and others, and before him, like Joseph Gordon Bennett, it was all sensationalism, tabloid. That's where it all comes from. And that was overwhelmingly popular. What happened is that the old days that we romanticize is actually a very unique time in American history where the vast majority of Americans were getting their news from the network TV. So in the 60s and the 70s, everybody romanticizes Walter Cronkite, all this stuff. Let me tell you something. The news was just as fake back then as it is today. It's just that, thank God we have the internet to be like, no, it's fake and it's bullshit. Because, it's a slog, but people should read it. It's called Personal History by Katharine Graham. She ran the Washington Post. She was the owner of it. And her father bought the paper, and then her son is the one who sold it to Jeff Bezos. But so she ran the paper for basically her entire life. Her husband ran it, then he committed suicide, and she took over and ran it for decades. And if you read that paper, actually, if you've ever watched the movie The Post, it's directed by Steven Spielberg with Tom Hanks, and it's about the Pentagon Papers. Meryl Streep plays her in the movie. And it's really like when reading that book, you're like, she's getting politicking with Kennedy is at dinner and he's like giving them advice on how to write in the paper. And her husband, who was owner of the Post, is friends with JFK and he's skewing the coverage in a certain way. So everyone has this romantic nature about the 60s and Cronkite. It's like, no, they were just as partisan as people are as today, as Rachel Maddow and these people. But America didn't know. They had much more higher like institutional trust, and cable news exploded that obviously after the network era, and then the rise of blogs and everything. But people were really romanticized this, the news was fair and balanced. It's like, no, it's not. That the news is what got us into Vietnam. The news,
true.
It wasn't fair and balanced. These people were writing columns and justifying all this bullshit. They knew what was happening. They didn't report any of it. It was only in 1968 we finally tell everybody the truth. By that time, 500,000 Americans are sitting in Vietnam. JFK, we used to go and hang out, and all of his secretaries, McNamara and all these guys were hanging out in Georgetown, which is a very rich neighborhood, at their fancy ass mansions, secretly telling them what they should write in their papers. Like, dude, it's always been like as corrupt. People just didn't know it. Yeah,
I feel like Trump did kind of crack the he parted the veil to be like,
Absolutely.
yo, this is actually a lot of this is bullshit.
The roots of Trump are there's a famous clip, 2012, Newt Gingrich was the Republican debate, South Carolina debate. And the opening question, even I will admit it's a crazy question. They were like, Mr. Gingrich, he I don't know the circumstances. He's on his third wife and he like divorced his wife. I think she was going through cancer or something like that. Oh, it was terrible. It was
Cancer
it was bad. It was
rough,
bad. And it was the second time that he'd done something like that. Anyway, so like that was the opening question. And Gingrich is like, let me tell you something. That was one of the most disgusting acts. And the mainstream media is a direct participant, something like that, in the Democratic Party. And the pop, as you would say, from the audience, roars. Like you can hear it on the microphone of like, whoa, and all of that. And I watched that clip because all the ingredients for Trump were there the whole time. It's just like you have to go and look for it. Like Michelle
he was the first one that
Bachmann.
tapped into that.
Well, he was the first one who attacked this media on the stage and flipped the debate and made it about them. And it was a referendum. It was like, no, fuck you, actually.
Whoa.
And you could see John King is kind of taken aback because he's never experienced this before. And now it's the norm in Republican politics. People expect it. At that time, it was crazy. It was shocking. But yeah, I mean, I watched that clip a lot because I'm like, that's it. That's where Donald Trump, 2015, the famous debate, and Megyn Kelly's like, Mr. Trump, you've called women pigs, he's like, only Rosie O'Donnell. And it's just
everyone,
the
crushed.
crowd just roars, man. And it's like, that was it. Like, that's the moment that he won, in my opinion, in the 2015 primary. Broke politics forever. But the ingredients were there. They were all there.
It's funny that he was like that was like one of the first dominoes that toppled the mainstream media, and he was just trying to get a fourth wife. He was just trying to get some new. He was like, bro, nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah.
Not the entire mainstream media.
No, I think what it is in all of this is that the base has always hated the media. It's just that the politicians, they need the media. I mean, this is another like fakery out of all of this, is that the idea that the Republicans hate the media, like nobody craves media attention more than Republicans.
For sure.
Specifically mainstream media. There are some good ones out there who actually understand that the news is bad and like don't want to give them access. But in reality, like as much as they say they hate it, like they want to be on CNN, bro. They like it. They want to go on Fox. I don't know.
So speaking of the politician stuff, so Matt Gaetz, that's something I can't like wrap my head around. He got appointed. That's his name.
Attorney General. That's
Attorney
right.
General.
Yeah, he's nominated to be the Attorney General.
And what the big thing about him is that he might have trafficked kids.
So man,
that's a weird
the
one.
Details are very strange. So and to be fair, the DOJ did drop their case against him. So they investigated it and they leaked a lot of the details. So he was never convicted or even prosecuted of any of this. And there genuinely was some weird. I'd have to go back and look at the details, but somebody was trying to blackmail him for like $25 million, and that's how some of this stuff came out. But like empirically, he was definitely like hooking up with like very young girls and like hanging out with sketchy people and getting blackout drunk, like all while he was a congressman. Yeah. So the detail, as I understand it, 2021 to now, there's been a 3-year investigation in the House Ethics Committee about Gaetz and his behavior that was instigated by an attorney who filed a complaint claiming to represent an underage girl who says that she slept with Matt Gaetz whenever she was underage. Now, obviously, though, she may claim that, but as I understand it, the feds did investigate at least some of these claims, and of course, they haven't brought charges.
Sure.
So the report itself was due to be released, I think tomorrow, actually, from the day that we are taping. And that report now will not be released because what happened is that Gaetz got nominated to be the Attorney General, and he resigned as a House of Representatives. So the House Ethics Committee, 2 days later of his nomination, was supposed to release that, but they will no longer release the report because he's no longer a sitting member of Congress, considering his resignation. So there's some background.
That's kind of sketchy, yeah.
Look, I mean, his behavior has also made it a little weird in terms of, first of all, just what he admitted to is wild.
Also, why would he be appointed, though? It almost seems like he'd have perhaps dirt on DJT.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it's a dirt thing. Dude, Gaetz is just he's one of his biggest.
He's one of his bros.
Not bros. He's just one of his biggest defenders on television. He's one of those people who, like, anything goes, like, he's all in. I mean, look,
it seems tactical. I'm saying to abandon Congress, have a higher job 2 days before potentially the shoe drops.
You could read that into that if you want.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, but at the same time, like, why would Trump go along with that scheme then, right? Like, because for this, Trump would have to be like, okay, Matt, I'll bail you out. But
that's what I'm saying. That's hence the dirt. I don't know. I'm just wildly speculating. I'm trying to figure out why appoint somebody with such a sketchy record.
Oh, I mean, I think that the case is
'Cause he was
simple.
your
Gates is a
outspoken-
true believer.
he was
That's
a
what
true
it is.
believer,
He's been
right.
all in for Trump for 8 years. He was his biggest defender on television.
Mm-hmm.
Trump loves him. He always goes on Fox, and Matt Gates is always like, I'm all in for Trump. To be fair, Gates is an interesting guy. Like, from my perspective, he has generally been anti-war. Like, he's been sponsored a lot of stuff with progressive Democrats about trying to end forever wars.
Okay.
He's somebody who wanted to pardon Edward Snowden. He opposed the Julian Assange stuff. You'll like this. He's very pro-weed. He's one of the most pro-marijuana members of Congress.
I don't care
one
about
of
weed
my,
anymore. I like mushrooms. Right,
Okay,
by the way.
but well, we're coming for that next. He had he's actually quite libertarian, is the way.
Okay.
He's pro Bitcoin, you know. And
I
he's
see,
been a
I see.
heterodox guy for a while, so I'm not that worried about. People hate Matt Gates because I mean, look, he's kind of an asshole, like media wise.
For sure.
He's got a reputation about town, and he likes to come in and he likes to mouth off. Can we put it that way?
Yeah, for sure,
Right? He's got
yeah.
a bad, like, the Republicans hate him because he's the one who mounted that coup against Kevin McCarthy and got Kevin McCarthy kicked out. So
Yeah.
a lot of the establishment types hate him, but Trump loves him because he's loyal, and he wants him to, like, root out a lot of the people who are in the Department of Justice who he would see as, like, deep state or enemies or whatever.
sure.
And I honestly think Gates would do that, but I mean, it is crazy because AG is like a real dude. You're the chief legal officer of the United States. Like, you have
Damn.
to determine the legality of president's actions. You direct the Department of Justice and the FBI, like, what type of cases we're going to prosecute or not. Like, you make the call on some, like, really big decisions. Like, you have to write the legal justification sometimes for what the president is doing, work with the White House counsel's office. I mean, it is a real no shit job. Like, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
real job.
I'm
and
glad you said that because that was my next
I
question.
had to
What
go
the
look
fuck's
it
the
up.
Attorney General?
I had to go look it up because I was like, yo, does he even have a law degree? But he does. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know if he's a lawyer,
That's fucking wild. So it is about. We're about to enter, like, what's the Senate and the House are Republican now.
Yes, the
They'll
Senate
get
and the House are
2
Republican.
Supreme Court picks most
Yes.
likely.
Yeah, Alito and Clarence Thomas. That's
Yeah.
right. They'll probably resign. Although Sonia Sotomayor, one of the Democrats, she's 70, but she does have type 1 diabetes. And Democrats have tried to get her to resign because they're like, hey, you need to go so that Biden can
switch
appoint
you out.
somebody. But she pulled an RBG and she's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, because they
Crazy.
wanted one.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're going to enter into like a. What's up?
Can you believe that she did that? These people are such narcissists. She's
Yeah, I
like,
can totally
so
believe that she did
believes in power and like not even being part. I mean, I don't really care, but it's more from a liberal perspective. It's like, if you think this is fascism and the end of democracy, I'm like, bitch, then resign. Like,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
You're literally type 1 diabetic, 7 years old, and you're obese. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Look at a fucking actuarial table. Like,
Dude, it is sad though if you think about, like, even like what happened to Biden. It's like
Yeah.
being that old and being driven by kind of like the
Sad.
power drive until like your brain just falls apart. It's pretty fucking terrible.
I mean, I say it's sad, but it's also like pathetic and deeply egomaniacal and narcissistic. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it takes to be a politician. Like, that's the truth. He, by the way, has been the same his entire life. So I talked about this book yesterday with Friedman called What It Takes. It was written in 1988. It's about the 1988 presidential campaign. That's where Biden had that plagiarism scandal. He's been an egomaniacal narcissist, chip on his shoulder guy for his entire life. So, what they say about when you get old is it just makes you more of what you already are. Like, if you're already an arrogant fuck, like, you're just going to be more of an arrogant fuck when you're old. Like, that's
so sad, man.
It's true. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That was my overarching point with religion. It's like I feel like as a society, we need a vehicle for self-transcendence so that you don't become a just 80-year-old walking around demented, like trying to lead the country.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's like genuinely like self-idolatry. He's like, I am the one. I will stop Donald Trump. I'm the most important figure. Nothing is bigger than me. It's pure narcissism, and he's chiefly responsible for being a terrible president, but also for the loss of the Democratic Party. It really, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
if I were them, I would be freaking out. I would be so furious. I mean, nobody has fucked their party more than Biden since George W. Bush and his handling of the Iraq War.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the future of the Democratic Party is going to look? Because I thought the same thing. Like, dude, if they don't I think they're going to need an outsider. They're going to need a Democrat.
Yeah,
Trump.
that was my prediction. Not necessarily a Democratic Trump, but if we're in an era, so for example, like Obama, like rose from the ashes, right? Because he was a no-name senator. He gave it a great speech in 04, big fucking deal, okay?
Yeah.
But then he came out of nowhere. He had anti-war credentials, and Harry Reid is actually the one who was like, "You should run for president." He's like, "You're not a good senator." He's like, "You don't like it here." He's like, "Get out of here. Go run for president." He's the first person who put that in Obama's mind. But with the rest of them, like if we look in the past, Bill Clinton also came out of nowhere in 92.
Right.
We had 12 years of Republican rule,
Yeah.
1980
Was
to
it Reagan,
1992. It was Reagan and it was Bush. And Clinton, I mean, he was a no-name governor from Arkansas, but he created this thing, the Democratic Leadership Committee, which like basically moved the Democratic Party much more to the right and made it more of like a neoliberal thing. And that's how he was able to win like a major victory in 92. So somebody will come. I think that person needs to come from the ashes, though. I think anybody tainted by the stain of like wokeism from the 2010s and the Great Awakening onward, on top of like the Biden and all the trans shit and all this, plus just this whole last decade has been a nightmare, right?
It collapsed in on itself,
and it collapsed in and of itself. So anybody really tainted by that at the national political level, they're gonna have a tough time, in my opinion. That's why, even though I think Gavin Newsom's very talented, and I think that Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, Pete Buttigieg, and all these other people, I think that they like to believe that they could overcome it, and maybe, right? Like Trump could fuck everything up and he could be a nightmare, right? In terms of his popularity, and it'd be easy to beat him. Anybody could. But if he doesn't, and if he governs even reasonably well, 40-50% approval rating, you're going to need somebody with like real political entrepreneurship and skills to be able to rise out of that.
Yeah, and they kind of, the Republican side has a kind of like I feel like a deeper roster. They could tap that are also like RFK. He can like talk. He's not like a total robot.
Well, he's not a
politician.
Republican, right? So he's whatever
independent.
he is. He's an independent. He's endorsed Trump. Yes, although I don't think RFK will ever run again.
I don't think he will.
This is it for
I don't
him.
think he will.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they seem to have like a Tulsi Gabbard. Like they have like a deeper roster of people. Maybe that's just me because I'm biased. But it's like
maybe
I don't know if anyone like you're saying like these like Newsom, Buttigieg is like. I really think they need a new person.
Absolutely, you need somebody who is totally untainted by the system, and that's real. That's what Obama was. That's what Bill Clinton was.
Yeah.
I mean, the appetite for. Although I will say the appetite. The thing is about the Democratic base is now it's rich white people, and the thing is about rich white people is they don't really give a shit about a lot of stuff. They just want to win. Like I'm serious. Like they are just like we want to win. They're like, oh, you need to say what? Okay, whatever. Like say it. Just win. So it is a little different this time because this time around, as whatever narrative they're sold about what will beat Trump, that's who they're going to nominate.
Yeah.
That's why they nominated Biden. They didn't care what he stood for.
I know.
They were like, we need Trump out of here.
Yeah.
It was that's
like,
what it's going to be like.
Bring out the dancing black ladies.
They'll do anything.
They threw everything. They were like Beyonce, Cardi.
So were you as shocked as I was that they get paid? I had no idea. That these
knew they got
celebrities
paid.
I had no idea.
I didn't know.
I was so naive. I thought celebrities just did it because they supported them.
If they didn't get paid, it's because they're at the Diddy parties. So like you better show my W-2.
Yeah,
it's just so weird to be like, we're
$1
gonna have
$1 million to Oprah. $1 million.
$1 million, dude.
She's a billionaire. What the fuck do you need $1 million for? What are we doing?
I mean, it's a nice little treat, though.
Yeah, sure, but
we'll give you a mill.
It's like, don't you already support Kamala? Like, just do it, And that's the thing is, I don't think they're getting paid to say something that they don't already believe. But if you already believe it, just do it for free. Like, why would you? Like,
I don't think they believe it. You can't.
Maybe you're right.
You can't guarantee. Like, there's no way. There's no like. Again, it's like Republicans. I'm not like a big Republican guy, but I really like zoom in on like the liberal Democrat, like the modern liberal Democrat type. It's like I don't really see a coherent vision at all. It's too bought in on the postmodernism, which is in itself is self-contradictory and goes nowhere.
Definitely.
So that's kind of what happened to them. They like it was their like Trump was the right's Energizer battery pack. Theirs was like the postmodern racial power versus worldview.
Yeah, it's very odd.
And it just literally collapses in on itself and it contradicts itself. Like, there's no hierarchies. It's like, well, who do you prefer, Trump or Biden? Well, there are hierarchies, all that bullshit. But it's like all they're gonna have. If I were a Democrat like leading the campaign, an outsider candidate, and I would come by and be like, if you're a Trump supporter, I still love you, man. That's all they have to. That's all they have to do.
Yeah,
all they have
I mean,
to do.
they
I
made
love
the
you.
whole dictator fascist playbook that they ran this time. That was very stupid, that they did. So I don't know how they're going to do it, man. I really don't. I have confidence that they will figure it out just because people are too triumphalist, as in I know. I was talking about the 2008 Obama wins, right? They're like, we will never lose an election again. James Carville literally wrote a book called 40 More Years about how the Democrats will be in power forever. Demographics are destiny. It's over. It's a white party. And now Donald Trump has won 2 out of the last 3 presidential elections. The last one, he won the popular vote and he won Latino men. He basically completed a racial realignment of U.S. politics.
It's insane.
Imagine going back, to 2008 and telling me that. That was only 16 years ago, man. It wasn't that long ago.
And Obama lost his juice when they trotted him out to be like, go yell at young black guys. And it, dude, it just was like, man.
It's like you sneering. Just like that's the I have Obama derangement syndrome. Like, I hate Obama. And, like, not for the reasons that, like, white boomers hate him. We're like, he's destroying this country.
I was working construction when he got elected, and it was a somber day for, like,
for the boomers.
White, like, boomer age white guys. They'd come into work and be like, they were just mad he was a black guy. That was it. They came in and they were going, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think there's something very sinister about wrapping yourself in that like cultural identity. And
I call him the Instagram president. He's this fucking, he's just this cultural elite. He's everything that he supposedly stood against. And
I know.
The way that he governed, he came and he was supposed to end the Iraq war and the financial crisis he was supposed to solve. He fucked both of those up. We had a horrible economic depression for the the entire period. I mean, look, if you want to look at the wealth inequality, the explosion, the lack of wage growth, that all happened under Obama. He got lucky that Mitt Romney ran against him. All the ingredients to be able to beat him were there. Romney just ran a terrible campaign. And then immigration in 2014, he overinterprets his mandate and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do whatever I want on immigration. And he goes all in and he does DACA. And honestly, that is responsible for Donald Trump because what he did is he both polarized the liberal base on the issue of immigration, which was amnesty first, maybe border security sometime in the future. But he also energized the Republicans who were like, oh my God, when they have power, they're going to mass legalize literally millions of illegal immigrants. And it leads to the 2014 executive order leads directly 1 year later, Trump comes down the escalator and says, no, we're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. So there are direct consequences for these actions. And immigration is the number one reason, in my opinion, why Donald Trump was elected. Like, there's no question. Even
what do you think about the population collapse that's going to come when all like the boomers go and
I
they
think
have
that's
less kids?
fake.
You don't think we're going to have to be just importing people?
No. And I think that's a very convenient explanation. I mean, look, at a certain point too,
if the numbers dip, how's it not real?
No, what I'm saying is that the idea that first of all that we're gonna have population collapse and we're like Japan is just like not true. But there's first of all, but the second is there's this presumption that the only way to do it is to import like basically like second class citizens from South America.
Did you ever read The Next 100 Years by George Friedman?
I have not read that book. I think I'm familiar with the thesis.
That's his big thing. Yeah,
right. So I mean, this is a very popular way that people justify like mass migration. First of all, like there's another way, which is you could try both economic and social incentives to change the picture. But the other thing is there's something like really sick about this idea that the only way to like that the birth rate itself is the only thing that matters and not like what the actual makeup of the United States is and all the secondary and the secondary tertiary effects of what mass illegal immigration like does to the U.S. economy, to U.S. society. It makes a mockery of like U.S. law. And like the entire way our immigration system works is just totally fucked up. Like people don't understand. Like our immigration system is totally unique in the Western world. The entire rest of the Western world has basically merit-based immigration. We are the only country still left on family-based chain migration. So what that means is that, so I'm a U.S. citizen, right? And so, because I was born here in Bryan, Texas, but the way it would have worked is my parents who emigrated here, their family members have a preference in the U.S. immigration system if they were able to sponsor someone to come to America. It doesn't matter whether those family members are they college educated? Like who are these people, right? Like, do you have a degree? Like, what's your job? Like, are you able to support yourself? That makes no sense. If you migrate to Australia, they're like, they have a points-based immigration system. So they're like, a college degree, cool. Oh, you speak English? Much higher up at the list. For sure. Right? That's how it should work. It should be merit-based. It should be based upon, are you going to benefit America? Now, people get very squirrely about this because it is contrary to the way that what I talked about earlier, the 1800s mass immigration.
Yeah, that was my mom's dad. Over.
But
it was the 1900s. Sorry.
Right, but here's a good quote that I heard: "We don't make immigration policy for our grandparents; we do it for our grandchildren." Just because in the 1800s, we had what? Industrial Revolution. We needed a shit ton of basically just like bodies to sit there.
Dumbasses.
And,
A bunch of
you shovel. Oh, you can swing a shovel? Cool. You're fucking Slovenian? Who cares? Whatever. But that's not how the U.S. economy works. Man.
Yeah.
Like, the U.S. economy is a service-based economy. Our manufacturing jobs are high-tech manufacturing. Like, you need to be able to speak English to function in America. 12 million people illegally entered this country in the last 4 years. The 27% of them don't have a high school diploma in Spanish, by the way, so they're barely literate in Spanish. 20-something% of them have barely completed a high school education by Latin American standards or wherever they came from, and then only a small portion are actually college educated. So look, be real. Look at the stats. What is that going to cost the United States? Are they bad people? Absolutely not.
For sure.
But it makes a mockery of this idea of, first of all, of just order, like in terms of being able to just come here, no matter who you are, you can just raise your hand and fake say, I fear for my life.
Yeah.
You're an economic migrant. Let's all be honest. And if you interview these people, they'll tell you the same. They're like, I came here for a job. I don't begrudge you. That's fine. But the point is that you can't allow that system to be in place where basically the cost of the bill of all of this is going to come down to us. So we need to dramatically shift to an actual merit-based immigration system. That's number one. But two, what we really need to do is also consider, after that period of massive immigration, of European migration, we had social chaos in this country. We actually were becoming like ethnic. There was a whole war over this. Teddy Roosevelt gave a famous speech. There is no we're done with hyphenated America. And hyphenated me like I'm a Slovenian American.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we're all Americans. We need to be done with hyphenation. And that led to a complete shutdown, basically, of U.S. immigration from the 1920s up until the Immigration Naturalization Act of 1965. That immigration moratorium actually allowed for assimilation, where the term white became popular because it's like, as you know, if you read a book, ask white Protestants, were Irish people white in 1920? Absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like Lithuanian. They're like, you're Lithuanian. You're not white. Okay. That was bad. Just so we're all aware. That was bad.
Yeah.
And so the change in that, we need to go through that again. Like we need to completely change the way that our foreign-born population has never been as high than previous from the late 1900s, right around when we had the same immigration moratorium. We're signing up for the same levels of problems where our heterogeneous population is just way too removed from each other. We don't have a common civic understanding or any of this. And the truth is that if you just keep importing 1 million people per year, and then the vast majority of them are illegal, no disorderly process, like, dude, this just breaks the civic foundation of the country. Like, it's just not going to work. And I say this as somebody whose parents came from India. Like, but that's my point, is I'm here now. I'm a citizen. Like, I have to care about my children, my grandchildren. What country are they going to grow up in?
Yeah, and it's also it's like, so it is kind of a bullshit thing to be like, well, since your parents came, you have to decide. It's like,
so
I can change my fucking mind.
Well, exactly. By the way, they left the third world so I could live in the first world and I can make up my own mind. It's
amazing.
The best part of coming to America and to the West, anybody who is from like a Western or a non-Western country will know this. In non-Western countries, you're kind of like told what to do. There's a path, and there's a rigid class system, and there's like, this is how we live our life. And like, that's the best part about coming here, man. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. The social mobility here is better than anywhere else in the entire world,
dude. And that was the problem. I went to school for social work. Like when I got my graduate degree in social work, and you were like, if you brought up social mobility, the teachers would be like, that's a myth.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I was literally be like, no, it's not. They're like, that's a myth.
Does wealth give you privilege? Absolutely. But actually, I think I read that people who are born in the upper quintile, if you look at the across generations, after like 3 generations, their kids are usually back down.
Shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves.
Yeah, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. Yeah, exactly.
It does have extreme money has a degenerative effect.
Oh, absolutely.
It's obviously incredible, bounty to be born with a ton of money. But dude, it like kind of warps people big time.
One of my favorite books is The Fall of the House of Vanderbilt. And it's exactly about this. And it's basically, I think 100 years after Cornelius Vanderbilt died, his generations, not a single one of them was a millionaire, not one. And the first Vanderbilt after Cornelius Vanderbilt to make anything of himself was one of the only Vanderbilts not to be born with money. His name is Anderson Cooper. He is the first Vanderbilt member of the Vanderbilt family to not be born with money. The first one who was broke, who made anything out of himself.
What the fuck?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Anderson Cooper is the first successful Vanderbilt in like 200 years.
Since Cornelius.
Since Cornelius, the Commodore. Commodore.
I've heard he's a Vanderbilt, but it's always like he's a CIA.
Yeah, his mother was Gloria Vanderbilt. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and you read their stories, the money just destroyed them. It destroyed their family.
Yeah.
All of them just became like degenerate dilettantes who became, they were addicted to alcohol and drugs, and they would blow it on these gigantic houses. And, they got caught up in the British rat race, and they all became dollar princess. I love the term dollar princess.
What's a dollar princess?
A dollar princess is, in the 1800s, American industrialists were filthy rich. And the way to have social mobility is they were like, we need to get our daughters married to English lords. But the English lords were broke. And so they were like, oh, we'll marry your kids. So Winston Churchill's mother, she was a dollar princess, Jenny Churchill. They hit the Duke of Marlborough. I forget exactly what his name. It was another Churchill. I think it was Randolph Churchill. He married one of Cornelius Vanderbilt's, I think it was a granddaughter or great granddaughter. Same thing. It bailed him out. So he literally he could rebuild his house. And after they got married, he was like, by the way, I don't give a shit about you at all. He's like, I literally don't care.
Yeah, do whatever
He's like,
you want.
I married you for your money. He's like, I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do. Like, I'm just gonna go live my life. Yeah.
That's that's crazy.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. Her life ended up, it was a nightmare, unfortunately, for her.
Yeah. Well, it's also very rigid. I know if you have generational wealth, it's like you can get cut out of the will, then you're fucked.
Yes,
you're
there's stuff like there's all of that, and then you have that house, the Biltmore, down in North Carolina, the largest house literally ever built in the United States. It was built by a Vanderbilt. It's just, you read about them like this guy would have like 7 marriages in the course of his life.
Dude, I did work in Arlen Specter's estate. He was dead, and it was, I think, one of the
senator from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Yeah.
I painted his house.
Really?
Me and my friend helped paint his house.
Did you ever ask him about JFK?
Huh?
About JFK?
They were dead. He was dead. I should have asked him, but that's why I think he got a nice little estate.
Yeah.
But dude, it was just like his surviving family members, and it was for real like sad, man. Like we were in there, like using oil primer, and like the lady came in and was just like, "This smells." We're like, "Yeah, we had it's fucking oil paint." She's like, "Well, I have a party coming in." We're like,
you should have told us that. Yeah.
And dude, she started spraying, just walking around as if you were like an inanimate. She would just spray perfume in the room, and if you were standing there, she would just go like right in your face.
Jeez.
My mom was a maid for the DuPonts, and she said it was the same thing. She was a maid at the house of the guy who was like it became like a psycho killer, wrestler guy.
Wow.
She was down there, and she said it was like, she was like, I remember it being like, it was a very sad. It was just like a sad vibe in the house.
I mean, after 100 years, basically destroyed them all.
Yeah.
And it is very sad because most of them, the burden of, and it's not just them. I read another book about the Astor family. I mean, John Jacob Astor was like one of the first like real millionaires in the United States. He was a slumlord in Manhattan. He was like this Dutch slumlord. He was like, hey, he's like, how many of you immigrants can I charge $20 today? And his family, like they become these titans of society and all of that. And one of his great grandson, I think, died on Titanic. He was the richest man on the Titanic, and he died on Titanic. His 19-year-old wife, who had just impregnated, she got off. She had a baby. He became the Titanic baby. Because he was literally in his mother's womb whenever she was saved off of the Titanic. But basically after him, and he was, by the way, ended up being like some degenerate playboy. It's just like, it didn't really live up to it.
That is the funny thing. You can achieve. It is very funny though to be like, you can achieve at the highest level. Just so your grandson can just like crash a boat while he's like coked up.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
one day
it happens
just
all
blow up on a river.
The Rockefellers, John D. Rock. He was kind of a psycho, actually.
Yeah,
but his son actually was relatively successful. He seemed like a good guy. His son's Nelson Rockefeller, he was the vice presidential nominee for the Republicans, governor of New York. But after that, things start to drift off, and now we're in the the 5th and 6th generation. You're like, who? It happened to the Kennedy family, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the longer you go down the Kennedy family, you're like, is there anybody impressive in the? I saw JFK's grandson going around the DNC when I was there, like filming TikToks and stuff, and I was like, bro,
that's the
like
kiss of
fucking
death.
John F. Kennedy's grandson.
I know.
I want to shake him. I'm like, live up to your goddamn father, your grandfather.
That's got to be a crazy family. to be a part of.
Oh yeah, I just want to be like, if your great grandfather, the patriarch, could see you, he'd be sick. If he's like looking around,
just fucking
dancing. Yeah, he's like taking selfies and be like, "Hey guys," like it's like you suck, dude.
Just
Yeah,
Lady
like,
Gaga, like
yeah, I was like, dude, this guy blows. He's a dandy.
it is absolute dandy behavior.
Yeah.
It just does suck because it's like you want to do well, but it's like if you kind of like if you just try to go for the absolute top,
Yeah.
it does like without a vision of some sort, you just end up just kind of like.
I think that anybody who comes into even like a modest amount of money, like you probably need to do some serious thinking.
You
and
do.
you really need to be like, okay, like what is my life going to look like?
Look,
Children, like
this is why
how does
people
this
need to
work?
sell a lot of weed when they're 20.
Oh, really?
I did this. I had the hero's journey. I came
Yeah.
into like I would make like $4,000 a week and just be like,
Holy shit.
dude, I was killing it. Well,
4,000
not-
times.
I
you
lost
were
all of it. I lost all of it.
4,000 times 52 is how much? That's 200 something thousand dollars.
As like a
That's lot of money.
25-year-old dude, and I got to like
And that's
to
all
like
cat. You're not even paying taxes. Yeah.
I
It's
pay
like-
taxes. No,
Oh,
you get the ego inflation, and then like I got the rug swept out from under me. So that was one of the best experiences of my life to
Good.
lose all to
Right.
get like the ego pump, and then to have it just ripped away from you. Because otherwise, yeah, dude, if you catch that like it gives you the thing like when things are going well, I have an understanding like
Yeah, you
they,
think you're a boss.
they can definitely not go well very quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Also, I would just say I've met a lot of people who are like super wealthy, and all of them are pretty weird. Like
Yes.
every person I know, every person I've ever met with 100 million more net worth, I'm like, dude, you're a weirdo.
Well, you
Like,
can't
yeah, it's
connect
like
with
every
anybody.
time-
You can't
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
like if you even broach certain subjects,
Right.
80% of people are going to be like,
You want to know funny? I was
Must be
talking to a
fucking
guy,
nice.
and I was like, yeah, you know when you're in an airport, and he's like, oh, I haven't been in an airport in 20 years, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, man.
I was like, oh, because you fly private. I was like, I've never even been on a private plane. I was like, that's a crazy. It was just so casual. He's like, I
Yes.
haven't been in an airport in 20 years.
I know.
I was like, whoa. Yeah,
Like,
it's just
okay.
Like, what a life. Yeah. Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah, dude. I was talking to somebody one time excited about like flying first class, and he was like,
Yeah.
dude, my kids have never not flown private. And I was
Okay,
like,
well,
oh, I didn't
that's-
even think about that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, but that probably really fucks them up. I mean, what are they going to do then whenever they have to fly economy?
Either they'll be stoked. Oh, here's the thing. I remember
Yeah.
I grew up in like a upper middle class suburb. So
Mm.
like I moved to West Philly and I was in the hood and I was like, this is so cool. And then like, so maybe they'll just be on an airplane and be like, wow.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, you know, sometimes you're, what is it, like C on Southwest, and you're like trying to go for the middle seat or whatever, and you're like, my life sucks.
Yeah, true.
Like this-
that's
And
that
I'm
would
talking
be-
about plane. And now I'm talking about, you know this, you're a Northeast guy. Megabus, like when you're taking like a midnight megabus to New York City to
Yeah.
take the cheapest one. And you're like, well, I'll take a bag. And when I get there, like change in a
Dude,
bathroom and put a
Megabus
new
was
shirt
nice.
on.
Megabus.
Yeah.
We did the there was a Chinatown.
Oh, the
bus.
Chinatown. I know the
in
Chinatown bus. Yeah, I
was
know what that
just a
one.
pregnant lady driving it. You're like, what the fuck? But dude, yeah, it's
Stomachs up against the steering
Yeah.
wheel.
yeah, for real, dude. There was real a pregnant lady driving it before.
People,
But
drug addicts are like freaking out in the back. And someone's like, hey, can y'all keep it down back there? I'd be like, shut your goddamn mouth. Yeah.
that is true. It is. It does kind of set the bar too high, and
Oh,
then it's like
absolutely.
all you can ever do is be disappointed in life, or. You know, like again, I did eventually become very disillusioned with life in the hood. I was like, this is
Of course.
sad. I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
this
probably
is so.
deeply sad, bro.
It's so, dude. It's
Yeah.
for real, so sad.
Yeah, because it's the systems are like designed to just keep everybody down. And
Dude.
I mean, look, they have individual responsibility for sure, but like also the way the entire thing is designed,
sure.
it's like they keep it contained. Nobody cares. Everyone just wants to pretend like it's over there. And
It's
it
dude,
is
it's
what
for real. Like
yeah.
it's like I remember I bought a house in West Philly with my brother when I was like 21. It was like
Wow.
the house was $27,000. I lived in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
fucking
that's
awesome.
actually
But
cool.
the
Did you hang on to it? Did you sell it?
we sold it and then
Oh,
it got
yeah.
knocked down immediately. It was structurally, it had a tree growing through the basement.
Yeah.
It was bad. But but I remember like going into like my neighbor's house and they were like, it's funny because when you live there, like there are a lot of like you know, when you grow up, like I grew up, my parents watching Fox News. It's just the news being like, black guys are up to no good again. And it's like, so you get this like skewed picture. And then you meet the individuals and you're like, damn, these are like some of the nicest
they're
people. Then
great
there's people like just doing monstrous behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like the first time I walked into somebody's like my neighbor's house, it's like visually jarring because it's like everything's just fucked up. Like there's no symmetry. Everything's built fucked up, and it's like I remember like being you know there's just like bugs
Yeah,
and just being like fuck, dude. That's like it was like just crazy.
I know.
But then it's like that's why you have to do good. It's like the brutal reality behind all of like the let's save everyone political messaging. It's like dude, nobody you have to bail yourself out at the end of the day. You just have to. It's sad. It's not fair.
Yeah, I look at it.
You have to do
two ways. As in, we have to, of course, like design and move systems to create like a quality of opportunity. But you also have to have a responsibility given the circumstances. For example, like I don't know, any money, anything that you're working with. I'll often be like, what a bullshit. For example, and you guys probably have this too. Crystal and I co-own our shows. We're small business owners too. And we have to deal with all the small and all of the paperwork and all the fucking accounting and all the shit behind it is mind-numbing. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Yeah. It's genuinely not fair because these major corporations and all these other people get all of these crazy tax breaks, and we're sitting here trying to figure this stuff out, and it sucks all of our time, and it's super stressful. Yeah. And I could just be like, oh, it's not fair. And it's actually not fair. The people who are small business owners, you get fucked. Like, that's the reality. Yeah. But you just have to do it, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to spend 10 hours of my goddamn time learning the ins and outs of all of this to make sure I'm not getting ripped off when my account.
Why don't you just pay an account? Oh, you double check the account.
You got to double check, man. I mean, that's true. I'm like you, Patreon and all this. I want to be a good steward of other people's money. Like, I don't want to be pissing people's money away.
That makes
sense.
It's not
nice. You can't do that to people.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, it's a serious responsibility when you're like, hey, pay me $10 a month. Like, it's not a fucking joke, dude. Yeah. You're like, actually, you have to become a steward of that money for real.
Oh, hold on, like, man. If you want to give their money, man. That's But no, I agree. You got to give them something. You got to do something.
Yes,
you can't just piss it away.
You're working for them, and you can't just and it's also money. It's like, look, I grew up Indian, so we're fun. We money, it means something. You're taught from a very young age,
dude.
Like, and I don't care how much money you have. Like $100 will always be $100 to me. I know exactly what that buys, and I know what it means and what it does, and like
it's funny because it's in where I'm from in Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania. There's been like a massive influx of the Indian population. Everyone I know, like people have like landscaping companies. They're like, bro, they're like just haggling on the fucking lawn. He's like, their lawns are this fucking high. Yeah. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm not paying it. It's like my cousin's like, bro, they haggle me to fucking death. It's really funny.
Yeah, fuck him.
But
yeah, yeah.
That's what he gets. Yeah. But dude, it is it is like, it's one of those things. I feel like India, it's like they were out of the race conversation for a long time.
Of course we are. Yeah, we're the inconvenient minority. Because Asians in general are completely invisibilized by U.S. racial discourse.
Big time.
I mean, look,
but you guys are killing it, dude.
Yeah, we're the richest people in America.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I'll say this: it's not really fair because Indians in America are like so-called like the twice selected elite. And so
why do they say that?
Because India is 1 billion people. Okay. But the caste system where Brahmins, which is the top caste.
Oh, I know.
Those people. Oh, yeah. So you do know. Brahmins, 40%. I think it's only like 1 or 2% of India. My math could be wrong. Some Indians. But 40%. So 1 or 2% of India, but 40% of Indian Americans are Brahmins. So that means 40% of the people here are part of the top 1 to 2% already of the Indian caste system.
Really?
Yeah, because they're doctors, engineers, lawyers, people who are highly educated. So part of Brahmin culture. That's where I come from too, by the way.
Okay, come from Brahmin.
But I'm saying our family has generations.
That makes sense. You wouldn't be able to get
of revering like education, family. We don't drink alcohol. We're like, this is how we live our life. Like our life is about family. It's about furthering the next generation. Individualism really as a concept is like not part of that. And that's actually why I think it meshes really well with America is America will drag you to individualism. America will drag you to a little bit of consumerism, a little bit of like, you can be whoever you want to be. But the backstop that you have is like, no. This is not what we do. Like money, we don't spend it on stupid shit. When we have money, we spend it on books, on education. So my upbringing was like, the budget is limitless for anything educational. The budget is like zero for anything stupid.
For fucking around,
And no offense, white people, but I have noticed you have proclivities for new cars and for nice sneakers.
Check my ride, bro.
And nice kitchens, and so I'll be like, so your kid's got $25,000 in debt, and you've got a new fucking kitchen. Interesting. In our culture, that shit does not fly.
Yeah.
But that's why I would say Indians are very successful in America because it's like we're both obviously highly educated. That's number one. But two, I really think the culture is a huge aspect of it. The way that you revere money, you think about family. There are no Indian parents out there who have the money who are not paying for their child's college education. It's just, it would never happen. And in white families, there's this weird hyper into like they got this like boomer mentality of like they've got to figure it out. Because back in my day, I'm like, well, have you looked at inflation? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
And they're like, well, they'll get it when I die. And I'm like, yeah, but it's actually way more useful to help your child out when you're 18, 19
sure.
to 25. Those are the foundational years of your life. So it's a mindset difference.
That
That's
was the one.
thing.
No, dude, I appreciate you saying that. That was the one thing my parents were actually really good about is like, don't go into debt. If you ever avoid it at all costs, and also keep a low profile. Like don't try to. My dad does spaz. He has like phases where he has like 57 bicycles in his basement. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But they were and now my parents weren't like educated really. They they went to high school and they got out and that was it. But they were very like that was the one thing I think that's the thing I'm going to copy off of them. They like sent us to like an all boys Catholic high school, paid for our college, and it's like. That's the one thing with my kids. It's like I'm looking for schools for my daughter right now, and it's like I was telling my wife, I'm like, because her mom's big on. A lot of people I know are like the public school is just as good, and it's like, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. It's like
I'm assuming you live in a nice area. It probably
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, then
a lot of Indians,
I think you're probably fine then, man.
But that
I went to public school. Yeah.
The public schools around me it's like it's newly nice, so the public schools are. But it's like you compare it to a private school. And it's like, I mean, you've done well for public
I'll give
school.
you two cases. I'll give you the case for
it's
and
just
against.
my point is, sorry, before I cut you off, my point is if you can't afford it, you should spend money on your kids' education.
Oh, definitely.
That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in that case, it's interesting, but more what I meant in terms of that is sometimes people will be like, I don't know, like I knew a girl who wanted to take a graduate test, like study for the GRE, and she was like, oh, my parents won't pay for my GRE test, thing, but they have the money to pay for it.
That's
but they're
crazy,
like, you have to work to go for your GRE test prep. I'm like, what? Like, I was like, who are your parents? Like, what?
That's so ruthless.
Yeah. In my head, I'm like, that doesn't even fly. Like, it's just, but if I was like, hey, Dad, so if I was like, Dad, I need $5,000 for a GRE prep course, and I was like 23 or whatever, he'd be like, absolutely. But if I was like, I need $5,000 to go hang out in Saint-Tropez or what, it's like, he's like, what?
Get
like,
the fuck out of here.
No way.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that does make sense.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, and a lot of the suburbs like that I'm from, I've learned that many of the families are just debt. It's just like the whole thing runs on a giant balloon of debt, and it's like kind of
Americans
terrifying.
are obsessed with debt. Americans are obsessed with consumerism, and I can't. My dad, when he was making good money, was rolling around in a 1988 Mazda with no air conditioning in 150 degrees.
It's such a
Texas,
beast move, though, dude.
With his windows rolled down, and he refused to get it. He eventually sold it for $1,000 after he put 200,000 miles on it. So it's like that's where I come from. It's like, do you need a new Raptor truck, Texas? Probably not. It's like these guys, no offense, but if you look at the average car payment, Texas is the highest average car payment in the nation because all of these idiots are rolling around in trucks. You don't need a brand new truck.
Trucks are
you don't
like
need $80,000 Raptor. It's ridiculous. Like, sorry, you need a Toyota Camry, or a Hyundai, or like any of these other cars. They're great cars. They'll get you. So I am actually a big proponent of Dave Ramsey for the vast majority of people. I think Ramsey, what you were just saying, I think his like common sense approach, if 95% of people followed their life that way, they would be better off. He preaches like avoid debt, don't use credit cards and all of this. I personally am a big credit card point fiend, but I pay it by balance and all this stuff. But here's the thing. I think what he gets at is what we were talking about with impulse control and all that. It's look at the stats. People can't control themselves. They're only paying the minimums. They're taking out 35, 40, 50% debt or whatever on their APR, HELOC loans and all this. He's taught me about financial products I didn't even know existed. I'm like, wait, so people out there are taking 2 mortgages and then another mortgage on top of that one? How do you sleep at night, bro?
Dude, it's insane.
Oh my God. I actually cannot imagine. So if for anybody out there who's listening, if you listen to Dave and you actually take, at the very least, like take some of that advice to heart. The number one thing is budget too. No matter how much money you make, you still need a budget. And the reason why is you just need to know where your money is going. And you need to be conscientious about every dollar that you spend. So like you were just saying, like you and your wife need to sit down and make a choice and be like, we're sending our kid to private school. That means this is our nut. We need X, Y, and Z amount per month. This is how it looks like. And we're saving, and this is what it looks like.
I have an open mind right now. I'm like, I've looked at like 4 schools and it's like I've noticed a huge difference between public, but it's like if I see a public school that works, I would go. I'm not like one or the other, but
so I went to both, so I can make the case. Yeah. So I was very lucky. So I grew up in College Station. I went to public school for the first 16 years of my life. My last years of high school, my parents, we moved to Qatar, and I got to go to a very fancy private school. It was part of the deal.
Like an international,
the American School of Doha, right? Okay. So I went from a school where probably the median income of the parent was like, let's say like $40,000
For sure.
to a school where the median income of the parent was probably like $300,000.
Like an elite school.
It was an outrageously nice school, and we were flying for school trips. Like everybody there, their parents work for Exxon, and
dude, that was
all
one of the
this.
schools we looked at. Like, we're gonna send your fourth grader to France for a week. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no.
That's what my last years of high school were like.
That's
and I will
crazy,
tell you,
dude.
I definitely loved it. I loved it, but I would worry that if I had grown up in that environment, and anybody out there, if you've ever interacted with people who are in that bubble, there's a lot of downside to that, man. Like, that's when you were talking about the first class thing. We went on a school trip once, and one of the kids had never flown economy before, and we were all flying economy together. He was like 17 years old.
Like, what the fuck
He
is
had
this?
never been in economy class. He'd only ever flown first. And frankly, he was a pampered little bitch, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
and the people like that, like, there is something important, and I think about it too, where, you know, about the people that I grew up with. I didn't even love them that much, I'll be honest with you. But it was important. I got to interact with people from all across different walks of life. I think public education is very important. And I actually think at a young age too, you know, I think in high school, I could make a really good case if you have the money to go to private school. If you look at the stats, private schools send the vast majority of their kids to Ivy League and to other schools, especially if that's what you want for your child. But K through middle school, it's not really about education.
really
It's about
matter.
socialization.
Yeah.
And so for socialization purposes, I don't really want my children, just me personally, like to be growing up in a bubble. And in that bubble, like I've spent enough time now in elite circles that I can see how dangerous that it really can be to the mind, and to how that person can eventually use that privilege in others. And first of all, they're over-interpreting their own success. Like this idea of like, they'll be like, oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm like, you are not doing shit. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm doing good. You're not doing good. Like, you have not done anything. And
yeah, dude, it is.
like,
it is weird, man. That's the kind of the thing I've been struggling with. It's like, you know, because I don't want to be like, get them older and be like, what the fuck? You could have sent me to a nicer school. And I'm like,
Right.
I didn't want you to be a dickhead.
Yeah, but you can also just track each of your children, and like, what if one of them is real? Like, there are different types of schools. There's magnet schools, there's math schools, there's sports, there's drama, there's like all these other ones. Like, you gotta. What I would do is I would be like, okay, well, first of all, again, K through 8 is about.
Whatever.
It's not about education. Actually, a lot of that education, my man, is on you. All right?
Exactly,
So
yeah.
if anything, you're trying to pay somebody else
Yeah.
to teach your kids how to read better. That's about you.
You gotta do
You
it.
need to step up in the house.
I'm fucking. What are you
All right.
talking about, dude? We
All right.
spelled her name the other
But
day.
that's what I'm saying. You got to be keeping that shit up every day.
Tutors and shit,
after
yeah.
school. Not even tutors. You need to be engaged. You need to be making sure that you're sitting there and making this stuff done, because that's where the parent really is the most important.
Sure.
Of course, you know, middle school, high school, when we start talking about SATs, and that's when I think education and the quality of teacher can really make an impact on them. But that's by the time they're starting to become like formed as a human being and may have an idea of what they want to do. But those initial years, I think it's really just about learning how to like be a person in the world, about how to interact with others, following rule, like what does it mean to like live in a society and be in like this ordered weird thing that we call. So that's the purpose of school, man. Like at
For
the
sure.
end of the day. That's why homeschool people are fucking weirdos. Can we all be honest? Have you ever met a normal one? They're freaks. All right, it's true, man. Like, it's true.
I know a couple people. I know people who are homeschooling right now. They're gonna be pissed at you, dude.
I don't care. I mean,
We
look,
met one homeschooled kid.
sometimes they do it in pods and they're okay.
We
but
met
the
a
rest of them are
homeschool
weird.
kid in my baseball team,
Yeah.
and like we drove him to tears.
Yeah, you should.
It was,
and he deserved it. Yeah, I mean,
it was
like,
so
to be
mean.
honest, he deserved it, dude.
But there is a huge
Yeah.
aspect of the socialization for sure.
Yeah, it's important
For
It's
sure. But then
very
it's like with the public schools, like, well, what are they getting socialized into? Then you look at all the other shit they had going on with, like, you know, like when like, don't tell your parents if you want to trans, come to us and we'll send you to
That's
a doctor.
fair.
That was the shit that was free.
You're living here in Texas, dude. What are you worried about? You're actually
Dude, you ever
worried?
these schools, dude, now all the schools, I'm in Austin.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
schools
sure,
are like,
sure.
dude, they're pretty fucking, they go pretty hard with that shit. And that's the stuff that I'm like, but I don't know.
What about the rest of the burbs around it? Round Rock, Fredericksburg, all those other places. They can't be there. I mean, I grew up around here, man. Like that's
Yeah.
those people. Those are some Bible belters.
You've been
last
going
time
for a
I
long
checked.
time, dude.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're
This
that's
place
not
changed.
wrong.
You left, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you're true.
But that's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I went to a wall. We can get out of here soon. How long have we been doing, Josh? 2 hours, 8 minutes. Damn, dude, we almost did a
Wow.
Rogan.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'll let you out of here in a second. But
Sweet.
I was laughing. Today we toured a because again, it's like I'm going to public schools. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find that's the one thing I will try to give my kids the best in education.
Well, you should. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with doing private school.
but
or any
I
of
will
that.
say today.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that I went to a Waldorf school today. I don't know if you're ever familiar.
I know.
with Waldorf.
I'm familiar with what it is.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And it was like almost theoretically, I'm like, it's all the stuff I like, and I saw the reality of it, and I was like, no, it was just like almost creepy.
I agree.
There at one point, there's one dude in the tour. No matter what the person said, he would go, "Oh, that's so important." And like, dude, at one point, they were like, "We have climbing trees, and we have trees we don't climb. Those are the climbing trees." And he goes, "Oh, so yes." And then they were in another room, and they were like, for math, we have a tactile sensory aspect where we have these marbles, and they're actually counting the marble. And the guy literally over marbles goes, "Oh yes." I was like, "Dude, would you shut the fuck up?"
That's so weird.
There becomes a point of it where it is like
There are some millennial.
it's like
trends.
a fake savior. Like we did the entire Odyssey school
Right.
play in 4th grade. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, dude. Like,
There's
who's
some
this
millennial
for?
trends, like the Waldorf. I need to look more into. I'm not 100%.
I think they do well. I think it
Yeah.
has like. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say gentle parenting is the one that I've become familiar with. For
Yes.
This millennial trend of being like they don't say the word no, right?
Yes.
Everything is about redirection. And the Indian in me is like, how can you possibly turn out like a well-formed adult? Like actually a huge. Well, I would say a majority of adulthood is learning how to deal with the consequences of the word no.
That's
It's
what
like, oh, you
adulthood
want
is.
a job? Fuck you. No.
There's a
Oh,
giant
you want more
no.
money?
Yeah.
Fuck you. No.
There's a giant no hovering
Yeah.
over your entire life.
Yeah, it's literally like you're like, or like, oh, you want to go on a date? It's like, what are 99% of these women going to tell you? No, absolutely.
I know.
You're a loser. Actually,
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I go back. So it's like I grew up in like the rigorous old school, like if you get in trouble, you get hit, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I do think that's not a good idea to do.
Probably.
I think it's genuinely. It's like I don't think it's the end of the world, especially if you're not like getting drunk and like coming in for no reason. If there's like a rhyme and reason to it, it's not the worst thing. But I do think the punishing physically makes you as a kid like I'm not going to tell my parents anything.
That's
'cause
right.
I don't want to
yeah.
get smacked.
No,
in the
but they
head.
need consequences.
They do
of
need
a
consequence.
kind, right? Like you
Yes.
need to take away the things that they like,
Yes.
or be like you're in the silent treatment or stuff like. I think consequences are really important because man, when you get shielded from it, and honestly,
Yeah.
even I remember like that first time when you're 22 years old and you graduate from college and you're actually out on your own and you really are. You're like, oh my god, like this sucks. Like sometimes you make a bad decision and you're sitting there, and you're like, holy
Dude,
and this is on me, and I'm by myself right now. Nobody's gonna bail you out right now.
And I'm telling you, the worst possible is when you're making bad decisions and it's paying off
Yes.
because eventually it all hits you and you go, oh, and it comes for everybody, dude.
Absolutely.
And you go, oh man. And the older you get, you go, there's no way I got to live my way through this now.
Yeah,
and it's
you're
like,
right, bro. Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
very
Well,
important.
dude, thank you so much for coming. I can talk to
thank
you
you for
forever.
having
I
me.
can talk to you
Yeah,
forever. Dude.
I really enjoyed it. This is actually pretty fun.
Dude, thank
Yeah,
you, man. Appreciate
yeah.
you.
Thank you.